Well, welcome everybody to our latest session of the Empire of Ghouls, or Empire of the Ghouls as it's officially known. As usual, let's do a quick recap of what occurred last session, and we'll get started with today's session. So team, you'll likely recall last session when we started, you guys were in the Rampant Roach. You had already successfully done 1 day's worth of jobs with Brick, the nephew of Skirtle, who is the proprietor of the Rampant Roach. And you guys were getting ready to do your second day of tasks, essentially bodyguarding Brick as he makes his way through Zobek and takes care of some various chores. First thing you guys did was make your way over to deliver some food to a former worker at the Rampant Roach. As Brick led you through some of the back alleys and different parts of the city, you guys were going through what looked like a little bit of a rougher area and found yourself kind of cornered by various humans who were kind of giving you the business, letting you know this was their area, and trying to kind of maybe shake you down for some coinage or get you to, sponsor them and keeping the streets clean kind of deal. Luckily, thanks to a good persuasion, I believe it was at the time. Well, we'll call it a charisma-based check for sure. It was enough to make the lead guy here, the lead investigator or interrogator, you might say, to sort of back down and allow our party to continue without any further interruptions. There was a lot of animosity directed towards Brick, however. You saw even, with these guys and others throughout the city, certainly watching him and, looking at him, saying things under their breath. They're just not happy with the kobolds is what you gather. And it seems as though this is sort of an ongoing thing. With that task complete, Brick let you guys know the next thing that his uncle wanted him to do was to head back into the cartways where you guys had been once before, make your way to this alchemist shop as a supplier for Skirtle's restaurant had gone on vacation, and this guy was supposedly had some of the things that Brick needed to purchase. You guys made your way there. Once you knocked on the door, you found that nobody answered. Upon entering, you guys quickly came under attack by what you later learned was known as a rotten gorling. This was like parts of bodies, parts of a body kind of all melded together with necromantic magic that lashed out. As you guys push further into the room, stepping over the body there of this, presumably this alchemist, taking some time to consider he was dead, and searching, seeing what you could find. There was also glass jars both on the east wall and on the south wall. The ones on the east wall seemed to contain various body parts like hands, a tongue that had teeth studded in it. And then on the other area, there was this larger jar that contained this almost like silver or grayish material, like this slime looking type stuff. As you guys were getting close to it, it would start to thump, and eventually, after I believe it was the third time someone got close to it, the thumping shattered that jar, and you found yourself fighting this grayish ooze. You guys were able to defeat that ooze, and having done so, fought both of these battles without suffering too much in the way of wounds. Brick mentioned that there was another place he could take you guys through to kind of scope the area out, see what you could find kind of deal. You guys essentially were up for that. So he took you to another part of the cartways. Once you got here, there was a long walkway, and there was some offshoot paths, passages from that. You saw various carts, so maybe this is where the cartway gets its actual name. Most of them looked very badly, in very bad shape, certainly not operable. And as you guys started making your way through there, noticed a bunch of giant rats to your east, off in the distance. You kind of started approaching, and then pretty quickly, some of you discovered that parts of the floor in this area were very much not intact, not structurally intact. And eventually it gave way, and some of you guys fell in. Particularly Goldstar mention goes to Vigo here, as he spent several rounds of the battle in a hole. All in good fun, of course. The rats then charged you guys, getting up in your business and fighting you. Eventually you heard a whistle, and some of the rats went away. Eventually, out of one of those passages, you saw some humans coming on through. They had crossbows and were using like scimitars, I believe, to strike out at the party. You guys got closer, fighting them, and essentially defeating all of them except one who seemed to flee back the way he came, and then gave you this, don't follow me because there's traps and all this dangerous stuff back here. And you guys decided he wasn't really worth it to try to ferret out. So you guys took these additional rats back to the Rampant Roach. Both Brick and Skirtle eventually were very happy to see additional rats they kind of weren't expecting, but of course they can always use those, so that's a favored menu item at the Rampant Roach. So you guys made your way back to the Rampant Roach there and started discussing how to proceed, what to do, that sort of thing, before the glass suddenly shattered on the south side of the building and a rock came spinning through, hitting the ground. Eventually, you guys heard some shouting outside. Sounded like a very angry mob. Some of you guys approached and discovered there were seemingly like two men kind of leading this mob, an older man and then a younger man. And eventually you were able to learn that this was Heston Strayek and Victus Turner. This was the father and husband of the missing woman, Rosalind Turner. And they had come here to the Rampant Roach under the auspices of trying to seize Brick and dispense some good old mob justice. However, as you guys spoke with them, and once again, thanks to some pretty good charisma rolls, we're able to get them to kind of see the more likely outcomes, that it clearly couldn't have been a kobold who would have just grabbed this woman and took her out with nobody hearing anything or nobody seeing anything. You know, Brick's a little kobold, certainly not big enough to pick up a full-grown woman and just kind of run off with her. After kind of explaining this to Heston, her father, he himself probably already maybe had some of these doubts and certainly eventually gave in to them and realized that, yeah, this is clearly the case. He did show you guys the silver dagger that was Brick's, who Brick had it serviced at his blacksmith shop. And this is why Heston believed that Brick was involved, because that same dagger was found in Rosalind's room when she went missing. Then you guys also asked if you would be okay to head to his residence and kind of search around the area, see if you can find any clues. He said, you know, feel free to do so, but don't enter the building. He then persuaded this angry mob, who had to be kind of talked down a bit, to not engage in violence and leave the building here and make their way away. So with that completed, you guys decided to sleep overnight and then return in the morning, which I believe your plan then was to first head to the blacksmith shop and see if you could find any clues and then kind of go from there. So that's my quick recap of the last session. Anything I missed anybody would like to add?
I'll say we found, of the various articles, we found down in the cartways, we found some letterhead that had a interestingly shaped N, but also aligned to the brand that was on the back of one of the guys we actually fought. So we're not sure if that's a gang logo or not, but a clue we're definitely following.
Yes, indeed. Go ahead and take inspiration for that. Do you happen to remember the name of the boss of that gang?
It was Nevrok.
Close enough, Nevok, but yes, apparently a were-rat boss is what the guys that you fought said, or at least the one that you guys let live before he kind of sheltered himself away. Good addition there. Anybody else have anything to add?
We also found a couple items that are potentially useful. We picked up a grimoire off the apothecary, and also a small rock that was kind of smooth and was denser than it normally you would think. So there may be something magical about that.
Yes, leather-bound grimoire. That's a handout for you guys. Good addition. Going to take inspiration as well. Zach.
We were also directed to go talk to the Kobold King from Skirtle.
Yes. Okay, Skirtle did indeed mention that. Going to speak to the Kobold King, and there was another kobold that was kind of all wrapped up in that. But yeah, that's good enough. Go ahead and take inspiration. Shy. Okay, not seeing any other lights out. Oh, yeah, no, go ahead.
Well, I actually already have inspiration, but I mean, I just wanted to add, we have a note from that alchemist that was going to a guy named Bartleby. It basically just described that this place was a good place for him to do his research, and that he could get reagents from lycanthropes, which are probably the were-rats.
Yes, indeed. So that alchemist probably was into some less than totally above board means. But yeah, good addition. Feel free to award inspiration to another player that doesn't already have it.
Yeah, does anyone need it?
I could take it.
All right, take it.
I also already have inspiration.
Okay, feel free to award the one you gained as well, if anybody else is missing one.
I don't have any yet.
Okay, then you can have it.
Thank you, sir.
Alrighty, I think we are good then. Seeing no other quick light ups there. All right, guys, and then just quick note: you guys are level 2 now, so you will notice that the difficulty is going to get a little bit, think of this as like a dial. It's getting dialed up slightly higher at this point, so keep that in mind. But yeah, let's go ahead and get you guys back over to the Rampant Roach, as we will assume you guys have slept overnight and you've regrouped here the following day in order to continue your pokings around. I believe, like I said, you wanted to head to the blacksmith shop was your first goal, but you guys can discuss that how you like.
These beds are just too damn small. Am I the only one with my feet hanging out the back?
Nope, not me. I've got no problems with a small bed.
I had to just sleep on the floor. They're way too small.
Oh yeah, I should try that. Where's our friend Brick? I look around a little bit.
You will see him just a little behind you.
Hey, Brick. How'd you sleep?
Hi there. Yeah, it was okay. A little bit worried. I thought I was going to hear that glass crashing again in the middle of the night and have to jump up, but it didn't happen. It's just a dream.
Yeah, you're very brave.
If you say so.
Well, we better figure out what's happening here, unless we want to give up poor Brick to these people.
In the background, you'll hear them say, "No, that's a bad idea."
So are we taking him with us if we go to the blacksmith shop, or you gonna be safe here, Brick, or what?
Yeah, but can you make it quick?
I don't know this group. Can we make it quick?
What are your tasks for the day, Brick?
Well, after what happened last night, I'd really like to get over to the Kobold King right away.
I say we investigate without him, just to not stir up any unnecessary trouble, and then come back.
I agree. If we bring him with us, then maybe somebody will see him and cause some more issues.
Well, I mean, I know we talked about it last night, but, should we just, go to the Kobold King real quick and just talk to him a little bit, and then if Kobold King wants to take Brick under his care and then we go investigate, then we don't have to worry about being quick.
Most kings do not like to be a bodyguard, but we shall see.
Well,
Do you have an affinity with kobolds? You being also of the dragon folks?
I have affinity for everybody, haven't you, Jeld? My excellent charisma. Jokingly.
All right.
Not been my experience that anything with royals goes quickly. There's always delays, procedures, process. It's agonizing. We should go to our investigation first.
Hey, Brick, get over here. Come here, real quick. Get over here, bud.
Yeah.
Okay, do you know this Kobold King?
Koto? Yeah, I know him.
I thought his name was Cragclaw.
Yeah, it is. Koto Cragclaw.
Oh, okay. What are you hoping to gain when we go talk to the Kobold King? What's your number one objective?
I'm hoping he'll take me under his protection. The humans will think twice before they go into the Kobold Ghetto all the way to the King's Lair and try to take me from there.
Let me ask you this. If we were to go see the king first, what are the chances of you staying there and being safer there than waiting here? Are you safer at the... Do you think the king will let you hang out till we get back?
I hope so. Yeah, unless you're like a total dick to him, I'm really thinking he'll let me stay there.
Hey, don't talk us out of a job here. We're getting paid to protect the little guy.
We already got paid, I thought.
For 1 week? We don't know how long we can carry this for.
And from behind the counter, you see Skirtle looking over and says, if that's all you're worried about is money, just be aware. The king is very, very beneficial to his subjects and to the people that help his subjects.
Yes. So he is rich.
Well, he is a Kobold King.
Yes. But you are paying us 2 gold for. It's not like you're flashing your own wealth around. Is he? Will he part with his money for us?
You see Skirtle kind of slapped his head a bit. I'm a Kobold restaurant owner. He's a Kobold King.
You think he may pay us to protect the
Yeah.
little guy?
Yeah, he definitely will pay you because he's a good king. Good king.
All right, now you have my attention.
Yes, I don't have high hopes, but let's see.
Hey, Adam, can I insight that good king comment just real quick?
You're just trying to see whether or not Skirtle's telling the truth when he says that?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, you can make an insight check.
Oh, ability check, right?
No, that's good enough. Yeah, you're not quite sure.
Barnaby's going to mutter, I think a Kobold King is not the same as like a human king, but we'll see.
If anything, it might take this one out of our hair for a day. Possibly do some real jobs.
That's what I'm thinking, right there.
And still get paid.
Maybe get paid more.
Do you know of another job?
Well, it's
I will.
something going on here that usually you find information, somebody's willing to pay for it, so.
Well, the only thing Brick wants to do today is go see the king, and that's our charge is to take care of Brick, so I say we knock it off our to-do list.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Absolutely. What of those things that we found yesterday? Were they powerful?
Oh yeah, the rock.
yet.
Hey Shy, do you got any way to see if this rock is different than just a rock?
Oh, well, usually I would, but it requires components that I currently don't have. But I'm sure we could find somebody in maybe in a shop.
Okay, 100%. I've thrown my coin back down. We need to get you that pearl, buddy. I'll donate whatever you need. 100 gold pieces. I'm sure we could figure that out right now.
Oh, let's be hasty here. If it turns out just to be a rock, we're down 100 gold pieces. Some of us have some bills to pay.
We can resell the pearl, though.
Hey,
Maybe
Hey.
lose a little, but not 100.
Well, the pearl doesn't go bad.
You can always sell the pearl back for 100.
oh, he's gonna
We're
keep it
always
for the
going
rest
to.
of his career. Hey, I hung out with these magic users. I'm a guide. I used to take them out hunting and going exploring outside, and they would have that pearl. Whatever they found, they just pop it, and they'll know if it was magical or not. It was crazy. In fact, hey, Shy, here's my 36 gold pieces, all my money. If that helps, we'll get that today.
Well, let's see. 36 plus what I have.
I can find out if it is magical, just not if what it does.
Why don't we go to the king, see if he's as good as the little kobolds say, see if he's willing to pay to keep one of his disciples alive. Then maybe the money won't be such an issue.
Oh, this is a good point. Maybe the king would have a pearl to give us.
That's fair. All right, Adam. Sorry we threw a curveball at you, but I think we're thinking we're going to see the king.
Not a problem at all. Yeah, that's definitely one of the pathways I'm anticipating. So anything else you guys are doing here in the Rampant Roach or in the city proper before allowing Brick to escort you through the Kobold Ghetto and to Kodo Cragclaw?
I mean, do you guys want to just do a 100 GP pearl? Be nice to be able to identify.
Do we have enough money? I've got 9 I'd be willing to put down.
I mean,
Well,
I got 70, so
With
Vigo's
all I need-
greedy, but I'll
you
give
know?
in some.
How many do you need, Shy?
Well, with what you contributed, I would need 17 more.
I'll give you 10.
I can give you the other 7.
Perfect. I will mark that on my sheet as 100. And we have enough for a pearl.
All right, unless there's any special shopping arrangement you're wanting to do, we can just assume you're able to track down a store that has that for you, deduct the 100 gold pieces, and add a 100 GP pearl to your sheet.
Yes.
All right, and then from there, you guys are heading with Brick.
Should we just spend some time doing the identification now for that and the grimoire? And then go?
Sure. I don't think my hunch is the grimoire wasn't magical, but wasn't it like too complicated or something, right?
It was magic, but like, or well, it was encrypted, so I don't know if Identify would open it or not. But
Okay. My vote is for doing that before the king, just in case it's like a rock of charming kobolds.
It was in a shop that had a lot of magic stuff. Or at least weird stuff, I should say. I'm gonna look very intently at Shy, like how he does this. How you gonna do this?
Okay, so hand me what you would like to be identified.
we'll say I had that rock on me, so I'll hand you the rock first.
Now, when you say rock, help me remember what this is. Is this the item that I said if you searched in the room, roll a percentage, and then head your roll in the chart, or something else?
I believe so. The
I believe
definition
so.
or the description was it's like a smooth gray rock that is denser than you would think otherwise.
Okay,
Let me see
spending
if I
10...
can find it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know what you're referring to. You spend the 10 minutes casting that, and no, it is not magical.
Okay.
Can we do a nature check to see what it is?
I think that's a good idea. Maybe to try to identify what kind of mineral it is.
Yeah, is that possible, Adam?
Sure, yeah, if someone wants to throw a nature check. Okay, yeah, I found it. So you're talking about a gray palm-sized heart-shaped rock that is disproportionately heavy. Right, that is not magical.
Oh, wait, I have guidance on or something, or bless on. Let me take that on.
So that would be a 9 then. I'm going to take that away. And no, you're not sure what material this rock's made out of. Shy, for the identify, I'm assuming you ritually cast that. So yeah, you don't have to do the uses on that one.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yep, no worries.
That rock is weird. I do not know what it is.
But examining it, it's not magical per se.
Interesting. What about this book? Can you identify the spells in it?
Well, looking at it from before, we know it's encrypted. Not necessarily like secret tongues. It's just wizards have a weird way, magic users have a weird way of doing their grimoires.
Got it. All right.
Okay, I guess that's it. But at least we have that now, so we can use it.
All right, so it sounds like you guys are ready to follow Brick then.
Let's do it. Let's go, boys.
All right, you guys make your way out of the Rampant Roach, once again moving through the city streets. As a reminder, if you have the link to the appropriate map, let me go ahead and open that just for our recorded piece. I'm pulling up the Zobek map, so you guys can think of yourself as having been closer to the Crown Square, as the Rampant Roach is somewhere in that vicinity. And then the Kobold Ghetto is there closer towards the water. trying to look for a legend here before I say, yeah, north is right on this. So the Kobold Ghetto is east of the way that you guys are at the moment. So think of yourself as moving through city streets, and eventually you pass through, you know, your typical city streets. Everything looks pretty common to you, especially those of you guys that have been here for a while. As you push into the Kobold Ghetto, though, you will notice that Brick holds you up for a moment, and then he is going to go ahead and light a torch, and he holds it out front, and he asks you to stay close to him. Skick and Skack are very close to Brick, so you can see that they doing almost like a protective cordon around him. But he ushers you guys to stay close to him as he starts making his way through the ghetto.
I will cast light on like a pebble that I, just keep in my hand.
And just to clarify, it's not dark here. It's still light during the day. Would you still like to cast light?
Okay, I just assumed because he was lighting a torch that it was going to get dark.
You might assume or guess something like that, but right now it is not that at all.
Okay, I'll do it, and I'll just like put it in my pocket so I have it if I need to.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm gonna be close to him and say, "What's up with the torch?"
That lets everybody that's watching know you're with me.
It is for our protection.
All right. You guys make your way through the Kobold Ghetto. After spending about 10, 15, 20 minutes or so, I would like each of you to throw me a perception check as you're making your way through the ghetto.
Adam, mine didn't go public, but I'm sure you saw it, so I switched it to public now for next rolls.
Fair enough. All right, those of you that got a 13 or higher, you are able to tell that there are many kobolds around this area. It's very cramped. Again, the Kobold Ghetto, you can think of the walkways, the stores, the shops, the buildings, everything is sized for a kobold. So for somebody like Barnaby, no problem whatsoever. For somebody like Zach, this is really crimping your style, right? Cramping your style. This is pretty rough. You're having to kind of like squeeze in certain areas. Sometimes you probably bump your head into a sign, right? Like this is just really tight. And you notice all along the different walkways and the buildings, kobolds going back to and fro. You can see that almost all of them seem to be looking at you, whether directly or trying to be circumspect, but they're almost all watching you pretty closely.
Seems like they don't trust outsiders here.
I feel as though the whole city is like this, one way or the other. It's a powder keg.
All right, eventually you turn one of the corners of the street here in the ghetto, and you notice Brick looks, and he says, yeah, here we are. All right, feel free to align yourself how you want. Probably not too important right now, but I'm just trying to get us in this habit. You guys let me know when you're good, or if you're good right where you are, and I'll go ahead and remove that line.
Good where I'm at.
Yep.
We're heading left, I'm assuming, right?
You are indeed, yes. All right, not seeing any token movement there. I'm assuming everyone's good. All right, so you notice Brick making his way as Skick and Skack are kind of on either side of him. All right, you notice he will turn to the north then, and he'll say, yeah, we're here to see the king. You'll notice the two guards kind of look at one another and then look back to you, and the one kind of like grabs at his throat. Does he know you're coming? Yeah, he knows we're coming. Okay, okay. And then you'll see he kind of knocks on the door and then opens the door and motions for you to go in.
Would you like to go first? I mean, it is your king. That's probably appropriate.
You're honored guests.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Who of you is good at speaking to people? Mr. Charisma over here. He looks at Gesh.
I've had my moments.
You'll notice
When I
as
walk
you
in, I-
enter, Glory and Barnaby, right as you enter, you'll notice that who you presume to be the Kobold King is sitting on this like trash metal throne, and there's this blue-skinned kobold, or blue-scaled kobold, I might say, right next to him. It seems like they were just in the middle of a chat when the door opened. You came in, and you'll notice the blue-scaled kobold will take a step off to the side.
And when I walk in, I give like a half bow, and I'll say, "Thank you for seeing us, Your Majesty, sir."
I'm gonna tell
You
Brick, get
notice
in.
he does look a little bit happy as you do this. He sits a little bit taller. You can see his toothy maw opens a bit, and what you assume to be a smile.
Brick, get in there. Come on.
Yeah, I'm right behind you. Make room. Oh, okay, right, okay. All right, you notice Skick and Stack will kind of come in and stand closer to the side. All right, and you'll notice that Koto motions for Brick to approach, pointing at him, and Brick approaches, and then he motions again. You see Brick gets real up close to him, and you hear like very almost like whispered chatter between the two of them, and Koto motions with a taloned hand, and Brick just kind of stands off to the side. And then Koto looks back to you all and he says, big folk, welcome. Hope this day treats you well.
It's been good so far. Hopefully it gets better.
Yes, you all look like proper slayers. Old Skirtle mentioned you. Welcome to my court, friend of kobolds.
Thank you for having us.
So, you're probably wondering, why you're here. You brought Brick, of course, but this was all engineered. Yes, it was all engineered. You see, Brick's situation is a sign of a larger threat to Zobek's kobold community. This isn't the first kidnapping, and I fear it won't be the last. Friends of kobolds, I need your help freeing my people of these false accusations.
And how would you suggest we would do that?
Well, yes, I have a plan. I have a plan indeed. Quirrell, my scout, really good. You follow him. He knows where to go, has information.
Is there any information you could provide us? Perhaps on why you think the kobolds are being targeted with these disappearances?
I don't know why kobolds. It doesn't make sense, but anytime one person tries to blame someone else when it's not their fault, they're trying to get people to look the other way, a different direction, away from the true culprits.
Oh, a misdirect. That's probably it, sire.
Yes.
To be clear, sire, think of us more of less as heroes and more as mercenaries. We're happy to help your kingdom, but it has to weigh your coin purse.
That is no problem. I know how you big folk work. Everything comes with a cost, but we are prepared to pay.
And we are prepared to help.
Good. Do you have any questions before I send you with Quirrell?
Perhaps we should negotiate a price.
No negotiation. Flat fee, but you'll find it very, generous.
Of course, how would you put a price on a kingdom?
Yes, you're thinking wisely.
And wars are very expensive. If we can avoid that, that's even more money in your coffers. We're almost making you money.
But why do you need us? Why can you have many kobolds?
I have many kobolds in my service, this is true. But we need, folks with certain skills. most of the kobolds here, well, they're just what you would call workers and, guards. They're not the kind of people that want to go into dangerous areas and ferret out what could be there, would get into trouble. No, no, no. We like to keep our hands clean, be upstanding citizens of Zobak.
And my friend is, of course, not trying to talk us out of the job. We are absolutely the right people for this job. Braxbury gives him a bit of a side eye. Stop trying to get us out of work here.
Hey, just am being careful.
Would we be working directly with kobolds, or would we be working on our own as to not be affiliated with the kobolds?
You'll notice he turns his eye over towards you guys and kind of narrows his eye a little bit. And then you'll see he actually takes a talon finger and like scratches at the top of his head for a moment. You see, what I want you to do is investigate an area. You see Quarrel there, he's, like I said, he's like my top scout. And, he tracked this unidentified cloaked big folk from the scene of the crime at the Turner girls' home to an odd section of the catacombs beneath the cartways. And he's gonna lead you there, and then it's all up to you. He'll show you where to go, but then you're on your own from there.
We've been to the catacombs a few times. It's quite dangerous down there. Do you have any items or anything up front that could help us make sure that we finish this mission safely?
Persuasion check, Zach. Well, as you said, payment is expected, of course, but rewards come after things are solved, right? After business is taken care of. So I'm happy to have something extra for you if you're successful when you come back.
Fair enough, I suppose.
What are we expecting to run into in the catacombs?
If I knew that, I'd probably be sending somebody else. Well, I don't know what's down there. And you say you've been to the catacombs before. Are you sure you've been to the catacombs?
I haven't. Maybe he has.
And from the side, you'll notice the blue-scaled kobold says, Sire, I'm sure they meant the cartways. They don't know. And you see the king. Oh, yes, yeah. Oh, you've been to the cartways. That's different than the catacombs.
Any other details about this cloaked figure? How do we? There's lots of mysterious cloaked figures moving around the city. A couple of us right here. How do we know this cloaked figure has something to do with the mystery?
Yes, this is a good question. But you see, Quarrel was there, and he found some footprints in the dirt by the girl's house. And then he saw this big cloaked figure in that area, looked kind of suspicious-like. And then when he followed him, he looked at tracks, and the tracks matched what he saw at the house. So we're pretty sure that this one is connected to the disappearance of the girl.
So the big figure that you saw, was it human size? Big is all relative, right?
Well, it's a big folk, but not like a giant or anything. Like some of you people, that you're big folk. You're all bigger than us. Well, not you, but most of you are bigger than us.
All right.
Sometimes power comes in small packages.
This I know.
And Brick will stay here, obviously safe under your supervision.
Yes, of course. We will make sure nothing happens to the nephew Skirtle.
You mentioned
And
a flat feet.
Quarrel's his name, right? Quarrel?
My scout, yes, Quarrel. And you'll notice the blue-scaled kobold looks over towards you.
I'll walk over.
He will look at you and he'll say, he'll say, if you have other questions, address the king. We can speak once we are outside, Dragonborn.
I nod. I'm just looking him over. What's he wearing and all that stuff, Adam?
Well, he is currently dressed in leather armor. You will notice he has a bow at his back and a short sword at his side.
Okay. I'll just nod.
I think if we can agree on this flat fee, we can be on our way. This sounds like an excellent lead, and we are definitely the right hero mercenaries. Heroes? Heroes to help you out.
Excellent, excellent. Well, if there's no other questions, the flat fee will be 200 gold pieces. And, well, I'm also, you see, I used to be an adventurer back in the day. I've collected a few different, interesting items. I'd be happy to share maybe one or two, depending on how successful you are when you make your way back.
200 each is very generous, your lord.
No. 200 total. 200 each. I'm not hiring a hit squad.
Do you want us to hit somebody? We can do that. We can negotiate that fee as well.
No. We're not trying to assassinate anyone. We're just trying to figure out who's trying to pin all these troubles on the kobolds.
Very well. Very well.
People may end up dying in the process of the investigation, though. So, be aware.
What people?
You know, bad guys.
Oh, yeah, that's okay.
And what would you need as proof, other than returning the girl if she's alive?
Try to find out what you can. Yes, if you can get the girl back, obviously that solves the problem right there. If she's still alive, I don't know if she is, but hopefully whoever's trying to pin this trouble on the kobolds, you'll be able to piece something together. Figure out why they're doing it and who they are.
Seems reasonable. When can we leave?
Now!
Lead on, Coral.
All right.
Quirrell will bow towards the king, and then he will say, "All right, everyone follow me."
And when we get out at him, I'm gonna, away from earshot, I'm gonna say to him, to Quirrell, you know, we'd like to stop by the blacksmith shop where you saw the footprints anyway. Do you mind if you'd show us where those are?
You'll see he will stop. You said you wanted to go right away. We can go right away. There's nothing else there to find. I've already done all the investigation.
Well, you would develop the proper picture from the beginning. You see, from this, wherever you saw the footprints led you this way, then we would know the same things you do, and we'd be able to communicate and be more effective investigators.
No, I know exactly where that big folk went, and I will point you exactly there. Waste of time to go back to Blacksmith's house.
He might be right here. Plus, if this girl's alive, we may have a limited time to save her. I say we just go directly.
King gets what he wants, I guess.
All right, follow me. And Quirrell will start to lead you through the Kobold Ghetto.
And I'm gonna let him get further enough away, and I'll whisper, "Who's my friend here? Where's the barbarian? Glory. Seems to be like we've cut a little blood together." I'll say, I don't like that he's not showing us where he found the footprints, but we'll go anyway.
Well, unless there's those clues will grow legs, they'll be there, I would suspect. We waste nothing really. But
Agreed. I'm just suspicious.
yes, but this is a well-paying job, and I could use the money.
Fair point.
All right, much as before, you will notice that as Quirrell is leading you through here, there is a lot of kobolds watching you. They're very focused on you, some of them, others kind of moving back and forth, but always with an eye on you. Quarrel is going to make have you guys make your way through the Kobold Ghetto, gets to what you assume to be sort of like the outskirts of the Kobold Ghetto, and then he points at this trap door on the ground that is kind of built right up against the wall, and opens it and points down in that direction, and then starts climbing down the ladder. As you glance down, this certainly looks like it's going into another section of the cartways.
Well, let's go.
I'll
Mage
go ahead
armor
and
up if you need to.
Yeah, mage armor myself.
Yes, I'll cast that, and then also cast a light on my staff.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask him if are there holes in the floors like there were in the other places? I don't know if you heard about it, but some of our folks was really good at finding some holes.
I just like being low to the ground.
Don't worry, you're with an expert. I know the cartways better than I know the back of your hand. You'll be fine.
All right, thank you. And by the way, I think blue looks wonderful on you.
He just gives you kind of like a raised eyebrow, like curious, or a raised eye skin, I should say, because it doesn't really have eyebrows. But yeah, he keeps making his way through the cartways. All right, you guys travel for about 15 minutes or so, and just checking on everybody's light source. I heard Shy say he's doing light. Zach, are you doing light as well?
Yes, I'm just pulling out that pebble that I already had from my pocket.
Okay, excellent. And then Glory, you're doing light. What are you casting light on?
My halberd.
Halberd. Okay, let me go ahead and get light on your token. Okay, let me go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, once Quirrell leads you to this area, you will see kind of doing these different twists, turns, that kind of deal. He gets to a spot, and then he points, and he says, "Down the stairs. That's where the big folk went. I didn't dare follow them any further. That's the catacombs, you see."
Have you been down there before?
Yes, but not very often. A little bit in, but don't go too far.
And why is
What would-
that?
Dangerous down there.
What would we know of the catacombs as people that have, lived in and around this city for a portion of our lives?
Give me a history check. Based on that check, I would say you've heard rumors of the catacombs before. All sorts of strange things are rumored to occur in the deeper parts of underneath of Zobek. The catacombs, you can think of those as being like one subsection of that. This is text straight from the module, so see if you guys laugh when you heard this like I did. The catacombs beneath Zobek are dark and full of terrors. So that is what you would know, kind of high level. Why exactly that is, it's not really clear. There's just anytime someone talks about them, which is generally people only in the know, most people don't really even consider them much, but the folks that do know about them say that there's like dark things that can happen down there. It's very dangerous. Sometimes they say that there are tunnels that connect to the catacombs or other deeper parts of the cartways, and weird things seem to come up from deep in the earth. So think of all this kind of like boogeyman kind of area.
Got it. So we should be on alert.
After you. I will wait here, for a while at least. If you take too long, I'm gonna head back up. But I will be at the King's. You can find me there, but I'll be here for at least a few hours.
Hey, Adam, is it complicated enough that we'd be able to find our way back if we took too long, or should I use my cartographer skills and try to get a better sense of our egress?
Sure. Yeah, give me a cartographer skill check. Actually, I don't think you can make tool checks anymore, right? So I think it's a skill that you get to add your proficiency with this tool now.
So I hit cartography tools and it says what ability? Strength, dex, con, intelligence, wisdom, charisma.
Let's do wisdom, because I'm going to call this like survival, basically like pathing. Okay. Yeah, I would say based on the way you walked here, you can jot down some quick notes if you got like parchment and ink or charcoal or something like that. And yeah, I would say you have a rough idea of how to get back. Pretty fairly confident.
Okay. Yeah, I have the cartographer tools kit. So all right. All right. I'll take a minute and make sure. All right. We'll try to hurry back.
All right. Is anybody doing anything else before they descend these stairs? Okay, I'm putting you to the catacombs map. All right, once again, I've aligned you guys up here just in a straight line. Feel free to adjust yourselves as you wish as you descend into the catacombs.
Do we need to, like, I'm seeing some light source. I'm assuming you already put the light sources on us and we don't need to drag another one.
Correct. Yep. If you see the little yellow indicator in the corner of your token, that means you are giving off light.
Okay, thanks.
All right, not seeing any movement. I'm assuming everybody's good where they're at. I'm going to go ahead and remove this line.
Very catacomby.
Yes, and as
The
you
map
guys are
is-
being kind of cautious there, I'll go ahead and lock the tokens for a moment to give you a brief description of what you're seeing. The rank subterranean air smells of ancient rot. 16 wooden caskets are laid within massive alcoves, massive alcove shelves lining the long walls of the hall to the east and west, stacked 2 high in rows of 4. A narrow corridor on the opposite end of the hall continues toward a small antechamber before receding into darkness.
Man, when I try to move the map, it flies all over the place. Am I the only one having that issue?
Yeah, that
too.
refresh and then it centers.
I was going
There's
to
a
say
little
one player
crosshair.
reported that error as well on the Roll20 Discord, so I know they know about that one.
There's a little crosshairs just below the zoom that brings you back home if you do get lost, because I had a tough time getting back.
Oh yeah, I see it now. Cool. Good tip. All right. Sorry. Let me read the description now.
So, the people of the city keep their dead down here? It's a bit unusual. My people lived underground, but we wouldn't waste valuable space for the dead. The dead no longer need the space.
Well, it is underground, so you know they do kind of save some space in a way, right?
I suppose if you're not using it, it seems valuable. Anyhow, we shouldn't have anything to fear from the dead. Let's move on in.
Okay.
Adam, did these look, secure and everything? They don't look like they've been opened recently.
Not on a quick glance, nope.
All right. What's the floor look like for tracking since we're trying to find somebody in here?
The floor is made of stone, so it looks, like it's made of stone. There's obviously dust and dirt that's accumulated, that kind of deal. So potentially you could see footprints like in dust, but there's not like mud or anything like that.
I'm gonna stop and say, okay, well, let's just hold up. Let me see if I can find some common track through here. Obviously, it would be south, but it'd be a good test. Look for tracks, Adam.
Okay, survival skill check. None that you see.
Does he see the floor with that roll? God dang it, Brian! What the hell? You're rolling like you're rolling like me, man.
This whole campaign has been weird. Okay, focus.
All right, I'm gonna lock you guys there momentarily. The sandbox is giving me some issues once again, so just bear with me one moment as I restart this. But I'm going to give you a brief description explaining what it is that you're seeing while I'm going through the process of resetting the sandbox once again. So from the casket area, you're noticing that as you move here, you hadn't spotted these before. I made a check for everybody. This check was made at disadvantage just because this is how the module specifies. But from behind the caskets, you're going to notice some movement. This movement's going to come from the casket. And as a reminder, your north indicator's in the top northeast corner, and north is just up on this map, so the default. So the casket just east of Braddock, you're going to notice some movement there. Barnaby, you're going to notice some movement from the casket right next to you as well. And then those of you that are more in the center area, so basically probably Shy and Gesh, to your south, you can see what looks to be like some movement coming that way as well. So think of this as flurry of movement, essentially. I'm going to reveal the tokens that are closest as they're moving towards you guys. Since you didn't make your check to spot these, your initiatives are going to be at disadvantage. But let me go ahead and reveal the two that you see right away. And on a quick glance, essentially what you notice is somewhat like an emaciated body. And it looks like it was hunkered down, intentionally trying to hide and not be detected by anybody coming this way. And as soon as basically this event occurs, they're sprinting. They're moving as quickly as they can. And you can see their jaws chomping as they start rushing towards you. Sandbox looks like it is fixed now. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the initiative tracker.
Just a heads up, me and Zach are in the same.
Yeah, I was gonna say, should
spot.
I move back one? Because I moved right when you said to lock the token, so I can go back one where I was.
Yep, that's fair. No problem. Let me just get this going. Okay, so that should be a clear turn order. So remember to put yourself at disadvantage when you roll your initiative on this, please. All right, let me make sure we've got everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Am I missing one?
Missing our wizard.
I rolled. It's on the thing too.
Did you have your token selected when you rolled?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not sure why it wouldn't have thrown you in there then, but let me go ahead and throw you in. All
I
right,
got
let's
12.
see. There you are.
11.
All right, and then is anybody switching initiatives? Since you guys have the ability to change your own initiative numbers in the tracker, again, whoever has alert, remember you can say, would you like, you have to specify a particular person and say, would you like to switch? So first person, I know Braddock, you have it. I'm just going to pick on you because I remember you have the alert. Are you wanting to offer to switch with somebody?
This is interesting. It's opposite of usual. I would offer to switch with Vigo.
Vigo, do you accept?
Sure.
Okay, so Vigo, please set your initiative to 6.17. You can just click on your 14 in the tracker and change that number. And Braddock, change yours to a 14. And then remind me who the other person is that has alert.
I also have it, but I'm fine where I am. I don't want to switch with anyone.
Okay, so it sounds like we're good there. So with those numbers updated, I'm going to resort one more time. All right, now the initiative should be correct. Feel free to shout out if that's not the case. I'm going to turn on some different music.
Well, yeah, I think Braddock still needs to go up to where I was.
Yeah, that didn't take. Sorry, I hit enter. Now it says. Sorry.
There you go.
One more time.
Out.
All right, so
There.
resort that there. Okay, so all right, now we start at the top of the initiative order here with this first creature. All right, so it doesn't have to move far, Barnaby, because you are right here. But as it rushes forward with chomping jaws, it is going to attempt to bite you, and it's going to attempt to bite you twice. All right, and let's see.
Is he prone or?
He is not, no. So Barnaby, your AC looks to be 17. Here comes attacks. 7 is going to miss. 11 is going to miss. Then from the south, there is some additional movement. All right, so we'll go to the next one's turn. This one's going to come out, rush up to you, Barnaby. Also try to bite you twice. 23 is going to hit. Because it has hit you, and because it has the Savage Hunter special ability, it is automatically a critical hit. You haven't acted in combat yet. So I'm going to post this damage, and then we'll add damage to it. Okay, so that is going to be 6 plus 9 more, 15 points of damage as these jaws snap into you hard. It is then going to attack you a second time. It is going to critically hit you again for 17 points of damage. So visually, what you guys are seeing as a couple of snaps. You see Barnaby standing there. You see this other one rushes forward as fast as it can. Snaps, gets probably onto his arm, rips off a piece of flesh. He starts to bleed. Jaws snap onto his neck. Then you just see a burst of blood goes up in the air as Barnaby hits the ground.
Do I have time to say ouch before I fall at him?
I'll give you an ouch. I'll give you an ouch. It's probably a gurgly ouch, but yeah.
Yeah.
They're attacking.
All right, this one's going to come out and rush up as well. He's going to make his attacks on Gesh. So here comes 2 attacks against Gesh. And let's see, quickly checking Gesh's AC there. Looks to be a 15. That is going to hit. Auto crit. 14 plus 8 for 22 points of damage, ripping into Gesh and probably, I'm going to say, grabbing and biting onto his chest and ripping out part of his flesh there. It is then going to turn, take its second attack against Vigo. And looking at Vigo's AC really quick, we've got another 15. That'll miss. Okay, Braddock.
I'm assuming it's right there, so I would need to disengage to move away from it.
Yeah, generally speaking, yep.
Yep. So I'll use my cutting action to disengage for my bonus action. And shift back in behind Shy. And then fire the crossbow at the one that was right closest to me.
Okay, you try to take a line there, shooting through your ally, shooting through the casket. See if you can hit it. Go ahead and make your attack. 15 is going to miss as that gets caught up in the casket.
That pings off to the side, but was happy to be in the back lines, and I will end my turn.
Hey, Shy.
All right. Well, a lot of my plans have been ruined. So I'm going to step. Well, first, it doesn't really matter the order, but I'm going to cast a healing word on Gesh.
Sure, yeah, go ahead and roll that up. Okay, 7 back to Gesh.
Thank you.
And because that's my ability, I still doesn't use a spell slot for that.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna move back then to here, and then I will cast Sacred Flame on the one in front of Vigo.
All right, that's a dexterity save. Here it comes. 19. It is going to evade your Sacred Flame.
Wonderful. End my turn.
Okay, Glory.
And take a step to the side. I'm going to enter a rage. Strike at this one with my halberd.
All right, attacking through your allies to try to hit that opponent. Go ahead and make your attack. 23 will certainly hit. slashing into this creature and wounding it badly.
Adam, I think he was. I could be wrong, but I thought he was attacking this one. But you can correct me if I was wrong.
Oh, yeah. This one on the east side.
Ah, my apologies. I did not get that. Let me go ahead and restore this guy's health. All right, so yeah, you slash down at that one. That will actually be enough to slay that one.
Sweet.
Move here. Ends my turn.
Okay, Vigo.
Okay, Vigo, seeing his friend Barnaby downed, will move up here. Right here. And he will reach down and cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
God, I rolled that, but you get 7 points back.
Thanks, Vigo.
A little bit of a hole in his neck knits up a little bit there.
And then I guess as my bonus action, I will cast Shillelagh on my quarterstaff and get it ready to go.
Okay. All right, next up is Gesh. Yeah, and just quick reminder, guys, if you still have Bless turned on, make sure you get that toggled off because Bless is not currently in effect. Gesh. Currently prone, of course, as he got dropped to the ground.
Yep, I'll take 15 to stand up. Or 20 to stand up. And then unarmed strike, I'm going to do a spinning kick and try to knock him off his feet. So this guy here will need a dex or strength saving throw.
It's going to be a 13.
I have 8, 9, 10, 11, 10, 11, 12, 13, I think. My dex is plus 13, plus 2, plus 8. Yeah, 13.
He succeeds then.
Great.
And that was your action, right? Because you just used the unarmed strike knock prone version?
No, that was the bonus action unarmed strike.
Oh, bonus action. Okay.
Then I will attack it with my quarterstaff with a normal strike with 2 hands.
That is going to miss. Go ahead and set yourself back to public.
Okay, and then I'm going to spend a focus point for Step of the Wind. It's going to allow me...
Is that not a bonus action?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm just reading it again, yeah. I'm forgetting there's 2 things... Oh, yeah, okay. Sorry, I've never played a monk before.
That's okay.
So...
Yeah, no worries. Like I said, new characters. We're all learning still.
Okay, so then that's it. So I guess I stand tall. Okay.
All right, go ahead and skip your turn. We'll move to Barnaby's turn then, who is currently prone.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stand up.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and move down 5 just to be able to have more room for my allies.
Okay.
As a bonus action, I'm going to go ahead and lay on hands on myself for 4 of my 5 lay on hand points.
Sure. Go ahead and add that, and then just do your resource tracking so we got that.
So I just take it a little bit. I'll go ahead and add those. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and attack the guy here with my my new and improved rapier.
All right, let's see it. 17's gonna hit.
And it is the radiant, just to let you know, Adam.
Okay.
So we'll call it radiant unless I say otherwise. Is that fair enough?
That works for me. Just remind me if I ever say what? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
9 points of damage. Okay, you
All right,
stab
so-
forth, wounding that creature.
Yeah, so that'll end my turn. Thanks.
Okay, and then at the end of the round, Zach.
Okay, bonus action, innate sorcery. I have one use of that left, and then I'm going to cast Chromatic Orb at the one directly in front of me.
Okay. So this is an advantage because of innate sorcery. 18's going to hit. What type of damage is this?
Thunder, and we need to see what the actual numbers were. And it 2 6s, so it should bounce. So that would give me an additional attack roll at another creature within 30 feet.
Okay. So the first, as this chromatic orb flies out and strikes into this creature, you see it basically vibrates to pieces and falls apart.
Nice. All right, so then I'm going to attack the one to the right of Barnaby. So it's another
Okay.
attack roll.
Yeah, let's see it. And that is also an advantage because of innate sorcery, so yeah, that'll hit. And still thunder?
Yes.
All right, this one gets boomed up pretty bad. You can see its whole body vibrating very viciously, and once the vibration stops, it is still standing, but clearly worse for wear.
All right. Sorry, I have 2 uses.
Yep, just do that one more time for me. Yeah, there you go, thanks.
Yeah, sorry. I gained another spell slot. I forgot. And then I'm going to take a step to the right. And that will end my turn.
All right, this one is going to attack Barnaby twice, trying to bite. Again, Barnaby AC 17. This is going to hit thanks to this creature having Pack Tactics. All right, so bite tears
Yay.
into Barnaby for 8 points of damage. And then it is going to bite him again, hitting on a 23 for 7 points of damage. All right, that's going to drop Barnaby to the ground. So, Barnaby, these creatures aren't necessarily all that tactical. So I'm going to leave this to the fate of the dice. Roll a D100, pick high or low before you do. If you get whatever you picked, it's going to go after somebody else. If you get not correct, it's going to keep feasting on your body.
Hey, I understand that. That's fair. I'm going to go low, Adam, for some strange reason.
All right, low. You want 1 to 50. Yes, indeed. It is going to rush up and attack Vigo twice. 15.
Not that I wanted it to attack anybody, but, you know.
Better
I'll
than
take
you,
it.
right?
I'll take it for you. Yes.
One bite on Vigo for 11 points of damage. A second bite, you manage to evade as those jaws snap just close to your face. Braddock.
Brack's gonna slip behind Zach here. And line up right behind Glory and try to fire a shot off the one that's just attacked Vigo.
All right, yeah, you try to line up a shot there. Avoid hitting your allies. That is certainly going to hit. Bolt will catch the creature right in the head and it falls down hard.
Excellent. He is going to just move back a step. And I'll end my turn.
Okay, Shy.
Okay, 5, 10, 15. I'm gonna move right up next to Gesh here. And I'm going to cast Healing Word on Barnaby.
Okay. Nice roll. 11 back to Barnaby.
And then I will cast Sacred Flame on the last remaining creature.
19. No, it is Twinkle Toes Quick. Cannot be hit by Sacred Flame.
Okay, and then I will end my turn.
All right, Glory.
move up and halberd on this this one on the west.
All right, Halberd slashes down, trying to take this creature out. Let's see it. 23 is going to hit. 15 is more than enough as you slice the creature's head straight off. We are out of combat, folks.
Wow,
What?
these guys, you don't want them to go first.
What happened?
Quiet. There could be more.
Oh, I think they would have heard us. They heard
Yeah,
me
no-
screaming.
Hey, and I'm gonna take a healing potion of healing.
Okay.
I believed him when I said it was dangerous down here. I didn't expect it to be immediately dangerous. How do you think our cloaked suspect moved through here?
They might have created these things.
That was a quick housekeeping thing. I locked the tokens for just to make sure you guys weren't moving when I was trying to click a button. I'm going to unlock tokens. Feel free to move.
Can I inspect the body of this one? next
You
to me?
sure can. Give me an idea when you say inspect. What is it that you're trying to learn?
I would like to investigate for any markings, any stitching together. Is this a spell of like some kind of animation, or
So is it safe to
is he
say you're
being
trying to
branded?
determine what type of creature this is?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and throw me an Arcana check, please.
While he's doing that, Braddock is going to check out these two, but strictly to see if they have any possessions on them. Just checking pockets.
They do have no wow, that was terrible English. They do not have any possessions upon them, Braddock. With that skill check, Shy, I would say you actually recognize this probably from books that you've read or stories that you've heard. This is what is known as a beggar ghoul. They're often thought as to be weaker than your typical ghoul. However, they are also known to be very deadly if they catch their opponent unawares. So the real risk with these is when they gather in large packs and then someone doesn't realize they're there, they can tear apart very powerful opponents with just numbers and sheer ferocity.
I'll make
Really?
yeah, I'll
Barnaby
make
can
light
attest to
of
that.
this. I'll make light of this and say, "Oh, don't worry. These are actually just the weakest version of ghouls."
Yeah, don't let him get the jump on you. All right, so maybe we move stealthily through here, move slowly, listen, things like that.
Yeah, it seems like there might be ambushes ahead. Also, we should check and see if we can find where these things came from. I'd like to look around and see if, like, were they just hiding behind these coffins, or did they, like, come through, like, holes in the floor or something like that?
I won't even make you roll a check for that if you're just kind of glancing around for holes on the floor, guessing where they came from. You're pretty certain that they came from right behind the caskets and that they were lying in wait, not necessarily for sure lying in wait for you, but lying in wait for whoever was coming this way.
Okay.
Want to go
I'm going to
stealthy?
open one of the caskets.
Barnaby, do you want a potion of healing?
Vigo, go ahead and throw me an investigation check, please.
I would like to say yes, but let's just hold off on that. That just in case. That could be an emergency resource. I've already used enough of your healing. Thank you.
All right, throw me a D100 as well, Vigo. You will find a couple of coins in this casket. Looks to be 3 silver pieces. So I'll just throw this out here for just because it'll be easier for bookkeeping. If you search these caskets, there is stuff scattered throughout them. If you guys wish to take some time to search all the caskets, I can tell you everything that you find. Otherwise, I just don't want to try to divide it out too much and then we get confused in the total and all that.
Well, if he found coin, I'd say, yeah, let's look through them all.
Yeah, I would definitely loot all
I
of them,
agree.
and we can just
Yep.
throw it all into Discord and figure out later about distributing it.
Yeah, Theo will excitedly turn around and say, "These caskets hold coins."
All right, so you
Well,
are going to
pushing mine over.
you're going to find a purse, and I'll put this in chat after I read this out. You're going to find a purse that contains 19 silver pieces, a vintage playing card set, and a garnet brooch.
If we wish to move stealthy, that's my realm. I'm happy to scout a little ways ahead if you prefer.
Yeah, I'm
Be
good
my
with stealth.
guest.
I'm good with stealth too. Maybe I'll be second.
Braddock will start working his way. North is regular this map, right? We're working his way south. I'm trying to be extra stealthy, sticking to the shadows wherever you can.
All right, as you're
And-
doing so, Braddock, and you get to that current space, your keen eyes are going to spot what looks to be a secret door on the east wall here behind this casket.
Nice.
Hold on,
Cast
yeah.
perception.
I think I know how they're getting in here, or at least an alternate way. There's an opening. Moves over. Is there a sort of feeling around, sort of maybe the edges, and see if there's a latch or a release you can find?
You do indeed. You can detect the outline of the door, and you find a latch.
It might be wise to go the less obvious way. Fewer traps, fewer ambushes.
You'll get a nod from me if you look back.
All right, let's do it. And he will open the secret way.
You notice a tunnel stretches forth.
Starts to duck his head under the doorway there and starts to move into the tunnel. Kind of whispers back, "You have to go north or south."
Probably south. I don't know. North might be a dead end. We just came from there.
Fair enough. Stay south then.
Are there tracks?
You'll check for tracks.
Survival check, please. You detect an odd smattering of footprints through like the heavy dust and dirt and grime here. It seems as though it's kind of like going the way you just came from, as well as to the east and to the north. So basically every way that there is a way to go, you can see footprints going in that direction.
There's footprints, but they're kind of everywhere. No more than anywhere else.
I look around. Is it dirt, Adam?
It's a
Floor?
stone floor, but there's a lot of dust and dirt and grime.
Copy. Who's got the light? Make sure you're last. Ish.
I was already planning on it.
I'm going to take a second. Can I hear anything to my north, Adam?
Throw me a perception check as you're trying to do that. Braddock, as you get to that point in the chamber, I'm going to give you a brief description of what it is that you see here. A narrow tunnel winds southward to meet this small cave-like chamber nestled between the catacomb walls. A large pool of stagnant water stretches from wall to wall of the earthen room.
He turns back to Gesh. It seems like a dead end with a pool, but we can investigate.
All right. I don't know if I heard anything on the north yet to tell you.
Keep a listen up there. We'll investigate the pond.
I rolled pretty good. I think I'd be able to tell.
You don't hear any obvious sounds there, guys.
Okay.
Braddock will, again, that's still quite stealthily, approach the pond or the water and see if there's anything suspect. Can he see through the water? Is it murky?
It is stagnant water. Go ahead and throw me a perception check. No, nothing sticks out to you. Just looks like a typical pond.
He'll approach right up to the edge of the water and just maybe pull out a dagger, dip it in, and just sort of kind of poke around, maybe just on the front edge, and see how does it drop off? Is it very deep?
So you're trying to gauge the depth with your dagger?
Exactly.
All right. As you do so, Braddock, you realize this is not water at all. In fact, it is a big old cube.
Oh no.
going to go ahead and put us into initiative. You have become engulfed automatically because you have touched it. All right, so since nobody is surprised, I'm just going to go ahead and roll everybody's initiative here real quick. All right, so I would say it's fair to say, Braddock, as soon as this happens to you, you can yell something out quickly if you wish. And again, those of you that have the ability to swap initiative, please take turns yelling, saying who you want to switch with and see if they agree.
Yes, it's got me. Yeah.
Oh my god, he touched something. We have a fight down here. It's a giant cube.
More of a hexagon.
I do not want to swap initiative since I did really bad. I think I'll let everyone do their thing with their good initiatives.
All right, so I'm hearing no swaps because I didn't hear the other swap either, so it sounds like we're good to go. So, Zach, you are first. Let me unlock tokens and change up our music.
All right. I can't really see anything, so I'll start moving in.
They're in trouble.
Down there.
All right, so let me give you a little bit, again, better idea of what you're seeing here, Zach. So basically, you see Braddock leaning over, and his hand is stuck in what looks like water. You could barely see the water because this is pretty tight quarters, and you're looking past Braddock, but he's like hunkered down, you could say, and it looks like he's slowly being pulled in.
Okay, so he's just got one hand in there, but not his whole body.
I'm going to say one arm, like his arm's all the way sunk in, because according to the text, as soon as you touch it, you're engulfed.
Gotcha. Okay. Then what I would like to do is take the rope that I have and basically throw it to him. And I probably can't also tie that to myself as a single action, so I'll just throw my rope at him.
Okay.
And I used all my movement, so that would be my turn.
Okay, Glory.
All right, hearing shouts of my companions. I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm sure they'll let me know. I'm going to move here. I'm going to take the dodge action.
Okay. All right, Braddock. So you are currently engulfed. Let's see. I'm just double checking text really quick. Okay, so now I'm going to say that you're getting pulled in a bit more. Again, mechanically, you're engulfed because that's what the text says you are. As far as visually, you can think of your face and your head as like essentially pulled in at this point. So the effects of engulf are, let's see, All right, so you're going to, trying to think of the fair way to do this. So I'm going to say you are currently considered suffocating. You can't cast spells with a verbal component. That won't affect you. You have the restrained condition. And that's it for now.
Okay. Do I have an arm free to try to grab the rope that Zach threw to me?
Unfortunately, I'm going to say no, because you are considered engulfed, which traditionally that means you're fully inside of the cube. I'm just trying to think what makes sense descriptively, but I'm going to say no, you don't have a free arm.
Okay. And I guess that if I'm restrained, does it preclude me from being able to do any sort of attack? Can I?
No, you can certainly attack if you wish. You're restrained, which means you'd be attacking at disadvantage, but you can certainly attack.
Okay. He will attempt to unsheath his rapier and see if he can cut his way out of here.
So and let me give you one other bit of information here in case this changes your mind. You can certainly tell that this water, and I'm saying this with air quotes, is starting to burn your skin. Like you could feel your skin starting to sizzle. It's starting to hurt at this point. Would you still like to attack it?
Yes.
All right, yeah.
Does not want to be in there. Wants to cut his way out. Yep.
Sure,
yep.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me an attack at disadvantage.
Oh no.
4 is going to miss.
And I cannot move at all, correct?
Correct. So since you're restrained, your speed is 0.
And disengage is not a valid option either.
I mean, you could technically disengage, but it's not going to do anything for you because you can't move.
Got it. Got it. I don't think I can do anything else. I will end my turn. Nope.
All right, at the start of the cube's turn, Braddock, you will take damage from being inside. And I will say, Zach, at this point, you realize now Braddock is fully inside of the cube. Braddock, you're going to take 10 points of acid damage.
It's got him.
And just double checking something here real quick. Okay, yeah, so that is what you're going to see. Barnaby.
We just can't touch it, I guess.
If I go, that's 5. So if I go,
If you go one more and you don't dash and get out of that space, you fall prone at the end of your turn.
yeah, that's the problem. Shoot. I'm gonna wind up. Is this a spot there? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and stay there because I don't want to stop someone else from taking their turn. But what I'm going to do, Adam, I will cast a spell. I'm going to cast a cantrip. I'm going to cast Blade Ward on myself.
Okay.
Just for my next, my next turn type thing, right? So that'll end my turn.
Okay, I'm going to double check the duration of that, but okay, Guess, your turn.
It's 1 minute now.
1 minute, okay.
Yeah, it's no long. Yeah, it's a much improved cantrip. So.
Okay. So at one point, half his body was out, and I was going to tie the rope around his waist, but that's not the case. He's inside this water cube, air quotes.
Correct.
Do I feel like I could Starry Wisp it and not hit my friend?
I mean, I would say you don't know 100% for sure, but he's literally inside the cube, so you think you can hit the exterior of the cube with Starry Wisp?
Yeah. Okay, he's inside. Oh, that's terrifying. I see his face looking at me. All right, well, Starry Wisp time.
Yeah, 16 will hit the cube. Hitting it for 2 points of radiant damage.
Right, and then I'm going to go 5, 10. That was 5, 10, 15, 20. $25 and then 30 because, guys, we need spellcasters in there.
Vigo.
He's inside the cube.
Vigo's turn. Do we have you here, Vigo? All right, for the sake of time, I'm going to skip Vigo for now. We'll come back to him as soon as he pops back in shortly. We'll move to Shy.
Okay. I will move. Let's see. 30 feet gets me right behind. Gets me right behind Barnaby there. Oh, that is not enough. Oh, let's see. I will use my action to dash.
Okay, action to dash.
So 10 gets me there. Oh, that is, I don't like that. Okay. Well, good luck, guys. Oh, hold on. Can I still, so I use my action to dash. Can I still cast a bonus action?
You can, yeah.
Okay. Perfect. And Braddock's the one who's stuck in there, right?
Yes, you can see that. You can probably just see his shoes.
I can see that. Okay. And he just took some damage, or at least he screamed out in pain.
I would say you didn't hear that, but I would say looking at him, you can see that his skin is like boiling. Keeping in mind, as far back as you are, it's hard to see that, but I will say, for sake of argument, yeah, you can see probably his ankles are boiling.
I'm just gonna cast Healing Word on him.
Okay. Okay, so 10 HP restored to Braddock.
Thank you.
I'll end my turn.
Hey, Zach.
Okay, is any part of him not in the blob, or is all?
No, he's fully engulfed at this point. I would say you can only see like the soles of his shoes at the moment.
Okay, I'm going to run up. So, is this 15 feet of movement? Because it's diagonal, or is it 20 to get right next to it?
Just 15 to get right next to him.
All right, I'm gonna run up here, and I will, I guess, attempt to yank him out.
All right, so you're willing to dig your arms into the cube and then try to grab onto him and pull him out.
Yeah, I mean, if I could tie the rope to him, because I know somebody else is stronger, I would actually do that. I just don't know if I can do that or not.
I'd certainly
I
let
was
you
gonna
try.
do that, but
Again, based on what you're saying is you're taking like a coiled rope, you're going to stick your arms into the cube and then try to not just pull it taut, right, like a knot, and then get your hands out of there and hope somebody else comes and grabs the rope and starts yanking?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd certainly let you do that.
Yeah, I'll try to do that.
All right, so generally speaking, this falls under what we would call an intelligent sleight of hand for a quick knot, like you're under duress, you're trying to do this really quick. So if you're proficient in sleight of hand, go ahead and throw that, and we'll adjust. If you're not proficient, so I'm guessing you're not, based on your class, then just throw an intelligence check.
Okay.
All right, so I would say you're fumbling very hard when you're trying to tie this knot. You get it, it's barely holding together. If you wish to still put it around his feet, you can. You have high doubts of how well this is going to hold if someone grabs it and starts pulling.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, that was my action to try that, right? So
Correct, yep.
That's basically what I'm going to do. And then I am going to, as a bonus action, basically try to get as much distance as I can. Using my teleportation ability to here.
Okay, yeah, that'll work.
And that's it. That's all I got.
Okay, Glory.
Okay, I'm gonna move up. I'm gonna dash. Oh shit. I'm gonna end my turn.
All right, Braddock. So keep in mind, Braddock, you're stuffed in this cube. You can't breathe, so you're holding the breath as best as you can, but some of it's probably got in your mouth. You can feel your tongue sizzling. You're just kind of burning all around you, acidic burn.
It was getting really bad. It got a little better for some reason, but now it's getting bad again. So, again, is going to... would I have felt Zach trying to tie that onto my ankle?
No, because he didn't actually put his hands into the cube. He started tying the knot, realized, oh, this knot sucks, and then kind of gave up.
Oh, I see. Okay. The only thing I think of doing is still trying to cut my way out. Like, there's no way of reaching outside the cube at all, right? And trying to get one limb. I'm being dragged to the center, right?
So are you asking, is there any way you can try to punch through the cube and like get a hand on the rock outside and try to pull yourself out?
I guess if I saw something like that, yeah. Is there like a handhold or something if I could punch out
There's-
to get a hold?
There's no handholds, but you are up against the rock wall. So where this water is, think of it as like a hole. and it kind of looked like water, but it's really just the cube. So if you could somehow break your hand outside of the cube, you could grab onto the rock wall and try to grip and like pull yourself.
Yep, I think that's us trying to get a limb against the rock and try to push off, whether it's a leg or an arm to push off try to get out.
All right, so give me an athletics check at disadvantage as you're trying to break through the cube, grab onto the side, and pull yourself out. An 8, unfortunately, is not going to be enough, so you're trying to break through. Your fingers probably come through the cube momentarily. You scratch at the rock there, but you get sucked back in.
All right, I'll end my turn.
All right, at the start of the cube's turn, Braddock, you're going to take 12 points of acid damage. Barnaby.
All right, I'm gonna go 1, 2. Is that 3 or is that 3, Adam?
No, you could do the first one you did.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna shoot a blast that's gonna come out of my rapier for Eldritch Blast right at the cube.
All right, you're looking up and like aiming downwards to shoot at it. Go ahead and make your attack. A 10 is going to hit. All right, the Eldritch Blast fires out, strikes into the cube, and you see it's a little tiny bit of the chunk of a cube probably fizzles.
Ouch. 1, 2.
Barnaby, as you step away, you're going to notice this weird pseudopod reaches up from the cube to slap at you from 10 feet away. Ooh, that was to GM. It was a miss. Let's see if it's a hit now when I switch it to public. Nope, still a miss. 10.
That thing, that thing's dangerous. Watch when you walk away.
Gosh.
Okay, 5, 10, 15, 20. All right, so can I get a shot here with my? I'm gonna try to use my breath weapon and breathe fire on the cube. Do I have a good line of sight there?
I mean, not really, because remember, it's below, right? So your fire would be barely hitting it from there.
All right, so I'll go within 10 feet.
Sure, yeah, I would say that's good enough. You can kind of arc your mouth at that point.
All right, I'm gonna arc my mouth and try to breath weapon it with a line. So I need a dex save of a 12, please.
0. It's going to miss that.
Oh my god.
You kind of
I did
boil
twice
the
as
corner.
much as you.
Not so much. You maybe like zapped it for 2 seconds in the microwave, right? It's not hurting too bad.
2 things, and I've done 3 points of damage. Okay, bonus action disengage.
Ooh, you can bonus action disengage?
Yes.
Yes.
I now
Nice, step
can
of the wind,
Bonus
all right.
action, yeah, disengage, dash, or non-armed strike. And I'm not touching that thing because that's what happened to Braddock. All right, I'm gonna end my turn and do source reporting.
Hey, Vigo.
Okay. Vigo's gonna rush up. To here. Can I see Braddock?
You can, yes. He's inside the cube, but you can see him.
All right, healing word done.
All right, 9 back to Braddock, who gets another second life.
Thank you. Let's touch and go here.
And what you hear is...
And then I'm gonna starry wisp the cube.
All right, Starry Wisp. 10's going to hit. All right, hitting it for some radiant damage.
Yep. And it can't turn invisible. I don't know if that helps. us see the edge of it or something like that, you know.
Fair enough.
All right, end of my turn.
Okay, Shy.
I cast Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame on the cube. 12. What's your DC?
14.
Okay, that is going to hit. Go ahead and post your damage. All right, the sacred energy falls down upon the cube, wounding it.
I'm pretty happy where I am, so I will end my turn.
Okay, top of the next round, Zach.
I'm going to cast Sorcerous Burst at it.
Sorcerous Burst. Okay, yeah, that'll hit.
And this will be Psychic.
Okay, psychic energy hits the cube. Yeah, seems to do something to it. Hard to tell.
Alright. That is all I can do. So I'll end my turn. Actually, I will go prone so that other people can occupy my space.
Okay, you drop prone. Go ahead and set condition prone on yourself. Glory.
Okay, I'll move here. I'm gonna throw a spear.
All right, you try to angle over Vigo's head there and throw a spear.
Disadvantage?
Nope, he's getting cover, so basically the AC is increased by 2 for the cube. .22 is going to hit. All right, the spear chunks into the cube, and you will see that your spear starts to dissolve almost immediately. Okay, Braddock, still in the cube.
I'm gonna attempt the same thing. He's still getting a little lightheaded from not being able to breathe, but some of the again, the burning gets bad. It gets a little better.
Athletics
gonna
check
again.
at disadvantage. You try to crawl and claw your way out of there.
Get out of there!
A 10 is not good enough, unfortunately. This might be one of those times where I remind you, I think everybody said they had inspiration. This is one of those times you could use it.
Oh, yes, and I always forget to use it. I would very much like to use it to re-roll that.
All right, go ahead and make another check. We'll just take a brand new check, still at disadvantage, of course. There you go. That is going to break free
Nice.
of the cube. Okay, so you are free of the cube, and you can crawl out as you wish.
As far as
So I'm going to
Square?
say you're prone right now, right? As you're
Yep.
like crawling. So if you move 5 feet, that'll get you to the square right to your north, but you're still prone. If you want to stand
Yep.
up, that'd be half your movement. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, he sort of birthed his way out of this cube covered in goo with his skin, normally pale skin, quite red and bubbly. Yes, I will stand up for half movement. And then I guess this is 5. I don't. Actually, yeah. Then I can actually cunning action dash, as he's he's going to try to move his way out of this as well.
Sure, you cutting action dash, get yourself another 30 feet of movement.
5, 10. I think you can just make it. So wait, 20. Can I make it back, or let's track way around the corner there? I think 25. I think 30 gets me just to there. Just outside the
Yep,
edge.
that looks correct to me.
And slump against the wall, still trying to scrape the stuff off of him as best as he can.
All right, anything else on your turn, Braddock?
No, just God, that thing was horrible. I couldn't breathe. It's in my mouth. I think someone went up my nose. He's does the one nostril thing to try to blow it out of his nose.
All right, from the pool, a pseudopod reaches out to slap at Vigo. 22 is going to hit for 10 points of acid damage. Doing a quick double check on the sheet here. All right, that is its turn. Move to Barnaby.
Just let it be. Let's go. We got him.
We sure we don't want to. I'll go ahead
I'm
and.
just saying that. You can do what you want. But yeah.
Well, in case, right? So he's prone, so I'm going to go walk in that spot in case people change their mind there. I'm going to go ahead and shoot this thing at him.
All right, sure. I'd say you can see kind of a corner of it. That'll hit.
Let's see if I can do 3 points. Yes, a 9er!
Your Eldritch Blast will strike into the corner of the cube, wounding it much more significantly than previously.
There you go. I'll come over here and I'll end my turn.
Okay, Gesh.
All right, I'm gonna move over here. And then I'm just gonna take the dodge action here.
Okay. Vigo.
Vigo is going to disengage
Okay.
and move back. And go, I think it might be stuck in there, but I can't be close to it. It really hurt me last time.
I know. They're horrible.
And that's the end of my...
Okay, Shy.
I will cast Sacred Flame.
All right, so I guess what I'm going to say here is because it can't get out, as Vigo has correctly deduced, I'm fine if you guys want to say you're just going to stand here and keep lopping things at it from a distance that aren't going to cost you any resources until it's not moving any longer. Is that a fair assessment?
I like that assessment.
Yeah, that would have been my plan.
All right, so we're going to say it's going to take you approximately a minute because it's basically dodging every turn. You guys are shooting at disadvantage, low AC. I'm just going to round it and say it takes a minute and you kill the cube.
Adam, can I close this door here behind us?
You can if you wish. Go ahead and click it.
Oh, I didn't see it. I didn't see the door. Okay, cool.
All right, folks, we are right at halfway of our session here, so not to interrupt anything, but let's go ahead and pause, take our 15-minute break here, and we'll come back on the other side.
See you guys in 15.
All right, we are back on the second half of the session. Let's get everybody back over to the map. Alrighty, team, you guys are in this narrow tunnel, having just survived this encounter with this cube creature that poor Braddock spent too much time inside of. I will also mention here, because we kind of quickly wrapped up that encounter, knowing that you guys could carefully be at the edge and kind of just blast into it. Once you have done so and confirmed that it is dead, try refreshing, because it looks totally normal on my side and on my recorder side. I did have the music stop on me moments ago, and I had to close the browser completely and restart it, so I'm kind of wondering if maybe something happened Roll20 side.
Refreshing worked.
Okay, good
Yeah,
deal.
that too.
So on just that made the whole map revealed for you guys, just asking?
Yes.
No, it didn't
sort of.
reveal.
Well, it was like, we could see it, like, but it was grayed out.
Yeah, we could see like through the
Took-
wall elsewhere, but like at least I could. I couldn't tell anything. I just knew that like if I scrolled around, I could see things I probably wasn't supposed to be able to, but I couldn't really tell what was going on.
Okay, good deal. Yeah, mainly I just want to report this back to Roll20 so that they know, so that helps me. So essentially you could suddenly see through walls, essentially.
Yep.
Okay, good to know.
I still
Yeah,
can't
I mean, yeah,
refresh
that
it, help me.
yeah. We can see your whole map, Adam. So we're gonna have to be on our game here.
Even after you've refreshed?
Yep.
But Noah, you
Not-
said
not
when you
me.
refresh, you're fine. All right, so try this, guys. Hold down Control Shift and then hit R on your keyboard for a hard refresh. That's going to clear your cache and totally refresh the browser. I'm wondering if maybe that will resolve the issue.
No, for me, it was like they took my line of sight out. Like everything didn't go dark; it went to this brownish color.
So the brownish is Explorer mode. That's what you can see when your token can't see it. But if you could see everything brownish, then clearly that's not right.
Well, yeah. So just so you could report it, Adam. So you know how it's bright around us in the
Do me a
tunnels here.
favor, Brian. Do you know how to take a quick screen capture? Do you want to just take a quick screen cap and throw it in chat, and then feel free to explain it?
It's not happening anymore. But
Oh, okay, it did resolve.
if I
Okay.
use that bright area, if I use my bottom scroller to the right, I could see in that bright it would illuminate parts of where we're going. As
So the
I'm
light
scrolling
was
to the
essentially
right.
going through walls.
Yes.
Got it.
It was like another layer on top, and the map's going underneath it. Whatever I'm looking down through that light, I could see the map scroll underneath it.
That's exactly what I saw. Like that, because like there's a big dark spot just to like the left of my character right now, and that stayed where it was. But if I scrolled like up or down, like the exact shape of light that I can see just moved with the map, and I could see everything in that.
Got it. Okay, that's helpful. Has it resolved for everybody, or is anybody still experiencing issues?
The scrolling doesn't.
I'm good.
I didn't move, but I can still see the part that did get exposed during the blip, so I can tell there's another.
But it's
room.
just that brownish color for you?
Just that brownish color, exactly.
Okay, so I can reset the Explorer mode, so it will turn everything that's brown back to black, if that's easier for you guys. I don't think you've seen too much. I think let's try that, because I don't think this is going to erase too much from you guys.
Yeah, sure. And then if we want, should we just like walk back through that first room?
Yes, yeah. Why don't we have you do that? So first, let's confirm that you guys can no longer see those extra brown areas.
Yep, that fixed it.
Yep.
Perfect. All right,
Yeah,
and
I
then
can
feel
see
free
what
to walk back where Braddock just did, and that's going to make it brown for you guys again. It's basically just going to reveal what you are already able to see, and then hopefully that that is resolved.
All good now. Perfect. Thank you.
All right, good deal. Appreciate you guys letting us know what that issue was, and like I said, I will go ahead and report that to Roll20 devs because, yeah, unfortunately, there's still issues with this. All right, back into our session proper. So yeah, you guys have just defeated this creature. As you guys were kind of at an edge and just shooting down, blasting away at this creature, defeated it. I'm sure eventually you would approach after you knew for sure that it was dead. And doing so, you can spot within the remnants of the cube, there is some equipment that did not fully dissolve. There's a short sword, a morning star, and a chain shirt. And then there was also some loose coins, 6 gold pieces and 13 silver pieces. I'll throw that in chat.
Okay, and as you do, are they deteriorated at all, or they look like they were in the process of being ruined?
I would say you can definitely notice that there's some acidic etching to them, but not enough to dissolve them.
Can I inspect this area to try and see what the purpose of having this gelatinous cube stuck in a hole would be? Maybe see if it's like a trash chute, see if it's like a disposal area.
So I said, based on the fact that you're wondering that, I think it's fair that your character wonders that. I'm not sure what would confirm it or how I would give you a skill check to know that, right? But I would say
maybe I see stuff dragged through, maybe the dust is disrupted in a way where it looks like someone's dragging stuff.
So without a check, I'm going to say you do notice that, and it kind of does look like things have been dragged this way.
Like a rogue.
Maybe this is where they dispose of the people they kidnap.
Ego, I see you're quite injured. I feel bad. You got injured trying to rescue me. I do appreciate that. Typically, people don't do that. I have this if you like. And he offers the healing potion that he had found the day before.
I mean, I'll take it, but if we can just, relax for a little bit, we could be okay.
Take it, just in case.
Okay. I am pretty hurt. It burned me good.
You look worse than I do, my friend. And that's not easy.
It has pseudopod thingamajiggies that came out and whacked me with acid.
Trust me, I felt it came after me, too.
I guess I'll just
Um,
drink the healing potion. If we're not gonna, yeah, and I'll probably need it anyway, so I'll just drink it right away.
but I will mimic your sentiment. I would like a breather.
I think we can take some time before we explore.
Is this where we want to rest? We're kind of
Stop.
trapped here. If
Yeah,
things were
that's
bad.
not ideal.
It's behind a secret door, though. Probably doesn't get used all that much.
Or
Not
maybe
very
all
Well,
the
it's
time.
secret to us, not secret to the people who live here, I believe.
We're just steps from the surface. We could pop back into the surface to rest.
Well, that's true. That is true.
An hour later, we might run into more of those zombies.
They're ghouls, actually.
We know
Those-
the way. We know the way out. We could also set up some quick little traps. I have a bell and some string. See if something's coming.
Yeah, we could prepare for something like that, actually.
Adam, are we limited to 2 short rests per adventuring day like normal?
Nope, that's actually a house rule, a very common house rule, but it's not an actual rule.
Oh, then I might as well rest too.
I say we try, and maybe let's look at these items, see if there are any magical stuff in them.
Yeah, if they didn't get ruined in that cube, there might be something special about them.
It's a good idea.
And it might be an item from the missing lady, maybe that brooch that we found earlier.
Oh, well, I doubt that. The brooch we found in a coffin. It's probably been there a long time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all those items, Adam, were those like on skeletons that were in the coffins, or just laid into the coffin by themselves?
On bodies. So yeah, remnants are in the caskets. So when you search them through the various caskets, yeah, you would find those amongst the remains.
Well, if we're gonna rest in here, I'm gonna set up a little makeshift alarm back in that main room.
Yeah, we can go in there and stretch out a little bit.
And I'm good in the tunnel. I like to be tucked in.
I think the tunnel's safer.
All right, so where's the hit dice button?
So I want to try to set up like I have string and a bell, and I would like to like basically tie it across the room if possible.
Tied across the room. How much string do you have? Does it specify on that item?
Give me 1 second. I think I have like 3 lengths of it. So
And to your question, Barnaby, once you take a short rest and I let you know it's complete, there's a short rest button on the sheet. I'm guessing you're going to click that, and then it's probably going to prompt you if you want to spend hit dice, is what I'm guessing.
Okay. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Okay, good. Yep.
yeah, so it says the string is 10 feet long, and you can tie it in a knot as a utilize action, and I have 3 of them, so I would have 30 feet worth.
All right, so you're tying strings together to make a longer string. And go ahead and show me on your pointer where exactly it is you'd like this to be. All right, so the idea is that it's just crossing just like that, and then you're putting the bell on the string with the intention that if anybody walks and doesn't notice the string or runs into it either way, it's going to ring the bell.
Yes, and I
Got
guess
it.
I would put the bell like kind of on the far side so it's not just hanging in the middle of the room.
Okay, got it. Makes sense. All right, so is it your intention, guys, to try to complete a short rest in here, spending 1 hour?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Turn your key. Oh no.
1 hour passes by here as you guys are probably kind of bored, looking at each other, pretty cramped. Maybe chat about, goings on in Zobek and how great that food at the Rampant Roach is and all these wonderful companions that you've met. It goes by. Feel free to click your short rest button, and I'm hoping that'll prompt you to spend hit dice.
Yep. And I think we just click on the little dice there. Yep.
And I will
Oh, nice.
recover 1 spell slot from that with an arcane recovery.
So I think Arcane Recovery is an ability you can click individually. So just like with resource reporting, we're going to want to click that with the speech bubble to throw it into chat and then do resource reporting so we see you have none left.
There we go.
And then if that goes smoothly, I will go collect my items.
It has indeed gone smoothly. You haven't seen any other issues, so I'll assume you've got your bell and your rope back.
I know we talked about issues with Roll20, but that actually was pretty slick. The short rest worked well.
See, that's good too. It's always good to give them positive feedback as well when we can. And just to clarify, Shai, do you get 2 arcane recoveries now? Once per day when you finish short rest. So that should be 0 uses
Yes.
left, right? So yeah, go ahead and just do your
Oh, I
uses.
see 0. Okay, yep, I see. Sorry, I was reporting. I was thinking of how many spells I had.
Yep, yeah, no worries. Right, we're just making sure now we know no more arcane recovery. So if we forget, we scroll up and we're like, oh yeah, no arcane recovery. Okay, guys, so short rest is complete. It looks like everybody has restored HP. Everybody's almost at tippy top shape. So what would you guys like to do next?
We'll go north.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're already here.
Braddock, I'll be right behind you,
All right, we'll try again.
and I'm gonna be stealthy as well, Adam.
This time, use your nose.
Brack gives Vigo a bit of a look over his shoulder as he continues up and rounds the corner.
All right, as you get to this dead end here, Braddock, because you're on this side, you can tell it's pretty clear there's the outline of a secret door here.
Turns back to Gesh. Another secret door. We should get the group up. Be ready if we. Who knows what's on the other side if we open it.
All right. Secret door, another secret door. Pass it down. Barnaby, you're supposed to pass it down to Vigo.
Secret door. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Secret port up ahead.
Horse up ahead.
That's bizarre.
All right. Braddock looks to Gesh and gives him a head nod. And he tries to, as carefully as possible, open the secret door.
All right, as you do so, you can see a similar shaped room as the first room that you entered here into the catacombs. You're looking through that row of caskets that leads to the center of the room, and based on its shape, yeah, it looks very similar to that first long hall.
Another crypt. Be ready for more ghouls.
Okay, well, you're spotting everything, so you can do it.
And he will step into the crypt through the secret door.
All right, Braddock, as you make your way into this area, please give me a perception check at disadvantage. Okay, at an 8, you are going to fail this check, and it seems as though your suspicion is true as you start to notice moving forms right away once again. Again, because you guys have disadvantage on this check, you're not able to see what's going on out there. This is going to be an initiative at disadvantage. Looks like our sandbox just crashed once again. Let me go ahead and do a quick refresh. So I'm going to reveal 1 token right away, Braddock, that you're able to see as it starts moving from this area. You hadn't spotted it, but as you come through, it has spotted you, and it quickly starts to move. Very attractive looking creature. And you hear the sound of other movement coming around you. All right,
He's just flossing.
That should have reset our sandbox. So let's see if I can get this to actually work now. All right, so that's the one that you can see. Everybody, please roll please roll initiative at disadvantage. All right, looks like I see 6 PCs so far. Who are we missing?
It's not adding my. Let me see if.
Did you have your token selected? That's usually what it is when it doesn't post the chat.
I do. Maybe there's a better way that I can do this.
For now, I'll just throw you in there. Just keep us moving.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll take a look. All right, those of you that have the ability to switch initiatives, feel free to offer if you wish.
I'll offer to Gesh.
So
who's
Braddock
asking?
is offering to shift with Gash. Gash, would you accept?
So, but you're going. Oh, I'm going first. Yeah, hell yeah.
All right, so
Wait.
you guys, please. No. Remember, there's no negotiation here. So the
Sorry.
two of you, please change your initiatives manually. So Braddock, you'll become a 16.17. Gash, you'll become a 14.17. Please update yours in the chat or in the tracker there. Other person who has the ability to offer, or would you like to offer?
I do, and I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, no offer there. It looks like those have been updated. I'm going to sort. Okay, Braddock, you are at the top of the initiative. It is your turn. Let me unlock the tokens and turn on some different music. All right, what would you like to do, Braddock?
So Brack sees this ghoul coming across the room, or moving across the room, and immediately backpedals several steps. So we're gonna go. Got stuck under the door.
I can move the door out of your way for a moment.
Thank you. I can't get hold of my token. There we go. And he's gonna pivot back and kind of slice through his comrades and just say, as expected, more ghouls. And ready an action to fire at one if he sees it.
Okay.
All right. You said he was moving towards us, right, at the beginning of
You basically you see movement coming from the casket is what I would say.
All right. Well, we got to deal with this. We can't just hang out in the tunnel all day. I'm gonna go here and Starry Wisp him.
Okay, you fire through the caskets trying to hit him. 17 will hit. Starry Wisp connects.
Okay, and then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He could dash to me. So I move 5. I'm gonna go back and say we need some frontliners up front. I'll stay here. I gotta take some hit points.
Okay, Vigo.
Okay. Vigo's going to, as a bonus action, enable Tremor Sense.
Okay, go ahead and post that.
Like, we're in stone, right? Or
Yes, you are, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so go ahead and do resource reporting. It looks like you'll have one more of those after this, so you got that for 10 minutes.
Okay. I don't think I have that set up still. I just have the little check boxes on the character sheet, but
all you have to do is
just
click
speed it
the
up.
button in the top left that says resource reporting. When you have your sheet token selected, you'll just click resource reporting, type in 1, hit enter, and it just posts it into chat. It's real quick. There you go.
All right, cool. All right, so and then I will move up. And is that cover from the like weird tunnel angle? Even though look, I can see him.
Yes, because there are caskets between you, so if you're firing something like physical that way, there would be cover.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna go that far in there, so I'm gonna also Starry Wisp.
Okay. $21 will hit. Okay, your Starry Wisp connects and wounds the creature.
And they're not difficult terrain because they weren't engaged, so I can just move through.
Yeah, actually now nobody. Your allies are never difficult terrain.
Okay, cool. I moved through to there, and that is the end of my turn.
Okay, Zach.
Okay, so Crick, can I like take an action from a square that somebody else is in, or can I only do that like if it's a free space?
You can, but essentially you're squeezing at the time that you do it, so you're attacking at disadvantage, and attacks against you would have advantage.
Okay, I will move up then. I can. So I can see the very edge of the outline here, like kind of. So that would mean I'm.
Based on what I
See
see,
that?
I would say no. You all you can see is like the edge of the token, so I would say you could no.
Okay. Then I don't think I can actually like get in range to do anything and get back. So I guess I'm just gonna run back 3 more space. And then I will hold my action. If I see anything, I will cast Mind Slipper on it.
Okay, you're ready in action. All right, on the creature's turn, you're going to see it move over here and close the door. Folks, we are effectively out of combat.
Huh.
Sorry, I kind of panicked there. I should have shot it. It just, I don't know, a little twitchy, I guess.
Is your tremor sense still going? Oh, I wouldn't know that. Yeah, they look different too. They look different than the other guys, the beggars.
Spiegel will sort of put a hand on the ground.
Well, we can either bust through there and just take care of them, or we can go the long way.
So Vigo, I would say you, based on the rules definition, you do detect movement through the door.
Okay. My multiple sources, I'm able to detect that, or
Yes, I would say you can. What was the range of that?
60 feet.
I would say you detect 4 different sources moving in that area. And then, yeah, that's all I'll say for now.
Okay. I'll say there's a few of them, at least 4.
These ones are clearly smarter. Those first ones, I don't think would know how to use a door. They were pretty mindless. That struck of intelligence.
Yes. Maybe someone can speak with them.
Not a bad idea.
Perhaps
All
we
right.
should let.
As you're spending some time in here, Vigo, you now detect movement from your southwest.
Oh, they're coming from the southwest, or something is.
You're trying to flank
To
us.
the main door.
We got to make a choice. We can't get traps in here.
Let's go back out the way we came, I think.
Yep, let's go.
Vigo, you can pinpoint that there are creatures right to your southwest.
Okay, so
All right, and Glory, as you're standing there, the door is suddenly thrown open, and I'm going to put us into initiative once again.
Disadvantage?
Nope, no, this is just a straight up. All right, so as before, those of you that have the ability to change, feel free to ask somebody if you'd like to change.
Who is that? Is that Zach? Are you number 1 currently?
Yes.
Would you like to switch?
Sure.
All right. Shy, go ahead and change yours to 21.14. Zach, change yours to 8.11, please. And then Braddock, are you offering to switch with anybody?
Oh, I think I'm good this time. Thank you.
Okay. Just double checking. Looks like we are, let's see, Shy, I don't think you've updated your initiative yet. Can you click into
I
the
got
8?
There we go. I had to enter. That's why.
No worries. All right, we got you at the top of the initiative. Oh, I can't use this track. This could be that sounds a little too silly for this tough battle. Let me change it to this one. Shy, your turn.
Tough battle.
Hey, got someone in the way. That's fine. I will cast Sacred Flame on the first guy I can see.
All right, you conjure up some Sacred Flame on that first guy. And let's see what he makes. 7. That looks like that'll hit him. Okay, Sacred Energy cascades down, striking into him.
And with that, I will move. So 10, 15. That should be good. 10, 15. I'll go right there.
Whoop, I still have
Oop.
tokens locked. My bad. Let me do that real quick. You should be able to move now.
Perfect. That way everyone can kind of get in. Well, maybe right there would be good. All right.
All right, so as the Sacred Flame comes down, strikes into the creature, it gives out this loud, piercing cry that just echoes in this chilly, undead voice. Vigo, your turn.
Okay. Vigo moves to here. And was he able to determine if there was more than just 2 sets of creatures moving when they were going around for this tremor sense?
Just 2. So it says you can pinpoint, as I reread. So I'm going to say you can obviously physically see these 2, and you can pinpoint based on the movement before, and you haven't felt them move again. There are 2 over here.
Okay. We're sort of low on healing, right? So I guess I'm going to just Starry Wisp the lead one.
All right, you fire a Starry Wisp. That'll connect. Striking into the creature and wounding it.
And Vigo says, "You do not need to fight us. We are passing through."
Yeah, as
Okay.
we've learned in the past, hitting somebody for damage and then trying to negotiate usually doesn't work too well.
It's only 2 damage, so you know that's like a
That's
little
true.
slap. It's a little slap. All right, that's the end of my turn.
Gosh, the door is thrown open next to you as one of these chomping beggar ghouls rushes in and takes a couple of bites at you. Oh, and the character sheet actually crashed. Look at all kinds of
lost
fun
his
roll
turn.
20 stuff here. Got to reopen
You on the
from
clock?
scratch.
You're on the clock. Tick tock, tick tock. You got to get these battles faster.
9 is going to miss. 15 against Gash. Looks like that hits. All right, and because of Savage Attacker, that is a crit automatically. All right, and now the damage dice aren't working. I'm going to try these from the sheet. Okay, that's 9 plus 6, 15 points of piercing damage to Gash. And we move to Glory.
Bonus action, Rage. I'm attacking the lead one with the halberd.
All right, slashing out with the halberd. That'll hit. Wounding the creature.
Hold on.
All right, so you had rolled a 3. Go ahead and re-roll that.
Same damage.
Still a 3. Okay.
In my turn.
All right, Braddock.
All right, Braddock is going to 5, 10. Shoot. And the square above Gesh isn't really a square, is it?
I would let you go there, but it's squeezing. Basically means you're in a really tight spot.
Which is the same as what I am sharing the spot with.
Correct. Yep.
So I'm shooting at disadvantage either way, but
It's not disadvantage from where you're at right now. If you shoot at the creature, it's just cover, so he gets +2 to his AC.
oh, good. We'll work with that. So he is going to just fire hand crossbow at the creature that's in front of Gesh.
All right, yeah, go ahead and make your attack. 21 will hit. Bolt catches the creature right through the throat, and it just drops immediately.
Ooh.
Nice job.
He will then just take a step back to here, and end my turn.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were actually squeezing with Barnaby, but yes, your roll was perfectly fine anyway, so all good.
Oh, yeah. I knew I was on top of Barnaby.
Yeah, I missed that. Yeah, it made sense now that you say it's squeezing anyway, but yeah, you're good.
Good. Okay.
I just wanted to make sure he was wearing something under his robes. I mean, you know. Hope that was a crossbow bolt.
This one is going to rush in and take a couple of bites against Glory. 14's going to... Whoop.
They both hit.
They both hit. Okay, here comes a couple damages. So because you're raging, 5 and 2, total of 7 damage there. The creature is then going to back away. This one's turn. He's going to step up. And
Am I able to get a reaction?
He is still within 10 feet of you, and your reach is 10 feet, so no.
Okay.
This one's going to reach up, and he is going to attempt to claw you. 14 is going to hit. I'm going to need you to give me a Constitution saving throw. 1 point of damage from the claws. All right, you feel your body start to lock up momentarily, but you fight through it. Gosh.
All right, I'm gonna try to wisp this guy. How does he look? I can see over half his token.
How does he look? Angry,
Well,
undead, and hungry.
As far as my attack cover, it didn't look like he's undercover, does he?
No, I'll give you a straight up attack here.
Okay, roger that. I whip up some magic and try to radiant.
22 hits. Radiant Wisp smashes into him, wounding him.
Okay, good luck, Barnaby. 5, 10, 15. That seems good to me. I'm looking at my bonus actions, and we are good.
Hey, Zach.
All right, I'll start moving. 5, 15. Okay, and then what I want to do is I will bonus action in a sorcery, and then I'm going to cast Sleep right on the corner, so it should target both of these. It's a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw for the two that I can see right there.
All right, one moment. Neither creature is affected.
Okay. All right. Then I guess I'll just stay here. That'll be my turn.
And you said you were doing innate sorcery, right? Go ahead and click that. Make sure you burn a resource once again, please. Barnaby.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and cast 2 spells at him. The first would be my action. It's going to be Blade Ward.
Okay.
And then the other one I'm going to cast is going to be, it's actually Armor of Agathis is a bonus action, so I'm going to go ahead and cast that one.
Okay.
So I have 2 spell slots left.
Okay.
So, and I am going to go ahead and I'm actually going to come up here to give people a little bit more room if they want to, and I'm going to stand my guard right here.
All right, this one's going to rush right into you and take a couple of bites against you. Here comes the first bite. Roll a 1d4, but I think your AC 17, so that means that one will auto miss, right?
Correct.
All right, here comes second bite. 16, that'll miss as well. Top of the next round, Shy.
Hey, Adam, I'm just trying to be a tank again, you know?
There you go. Hey, it worked that round.
I'll move 5 feet here. And cast Sacred Flame.
21, he's going to dodge that.
Okay. I'll say out loud to Glory. How are you feeling? How are you looking?
Ah!
Perfect
Does
answer.
he-
If you don't already have inspiration, take inspiration, Glory.
Okay.
The ghoul has bitten.
He's not that bad. Okay, I'll save that. I'll save that. I will move back in my turn.
All right, Vigo.
Okay, Vigo will Starry Wisp. This guy. The front one.
All right, Starry Wisp with some cover. Go ahead and make your attack. $22 is good enough. 4 damage is enough as well as this undead creature drops.
Say, now you would want to run, wouldn't you? Haha. And then I rush back.
Okay, Glory.
20 feet move here and swing at the ghoul with the halberd.
All right, yeah, go ahead and make your attack. 15, that's good enough. 13 on the dot slashes the creature in half.
Uh, 10 more feet. That's 30 feet. In my turn.
Okay, Braddock.
Brack just jumps up 5 feet here and strikes across the one, shoots over Barnaby's head.
Sure, let's see the shot. 21's good enough. 6 will wound it.
Are we forgetting the Vex properties on these weapons?
I think Vex gives you advantage on your next attack, right? So it doesn't really help much here.
Correct.
So the next time, but it is a good reminder. Next time I attack this one, if he survives, I should have advantage. Thank you. And then he'll move back in behind Gesh, and I wounded it. It's still alive though, or dead, or whatever these things are.
Good shot.
Soon to be double dead.
Yesh.
Move there and Starry Wisp him.
19's good enough. 8 is good enough for him to also be destroyed. All right, folks, that is the last of the opponents. We are out of combat.
That's a bad situation. Let's.
Is everyone down there okay?
We're all good up here, or down here, I guess.
It was improvement from the last one, however. Good job. Good job.
I think Barnaby did. Nice tanking, Barnaby. You gotta put you up front. How's your stealth? Are you able to sneak around?
Of course I can. Just some people spot me sometimes.
You are very hurt. Is there a way for you to be healed? I can spend my last spell that I can cast today on you.
Yeah, I am not enjoying this so far.
Who got hurt? I missed that. Who got hurt?
Yeah,
How
she's
are you
holding
feeling?
the other side of his neck this time, as that part's bleeding profusely now.
Do you get sick when you get bitten by a ghoul?
I feel fine. I just look like I got bitten by a ghoul. Half my neck is bleeding.
If you start turning into a ghoul, don't worry. We will go ahead and end your pain.
That's good friends, dude.
Friend.
In the meantime, I'll end some of your pain right now. Here, if we have no other way to heal him. I wish to use my spell.
Thank you. I drank my healing potion already.
Catacombs really are dangerous. There's more coffins over here. Maybe we can make it worth our while. And
Can we hold up while he's trying to heal me in case something happens? And
of course.
ah, my will to live has been revigorated. Okay, sneaky now, right? We're sneaking, half speed.
Sneaky's not work so well. I think we need one of the more robust types that are closer to the front.
Sorry, Adam. I would still maybe have tremor sense up for a little bit. Do I sense any other movement?
Not within 60 feet.
I think we're okay unless they're just remaining still.
Well, we cleared the other room. Might as well look through these caskets, right?
Yeah, there could be something useful in here.
Make it worth our while and our pain.
I agree, and the dead do not need these items.
Okay, who would like to take the lead on searching the caskets?
I'm not a very good searcher.
I can stand guard.
Braddock can poke around. He's the most coin-driven at the moment.
Please throw me an investigation check. Yeah, similar to the last haul when you looked in various caskets and found some stuff. You spend about 5 minutes or so here searching on the various caskets, pulling out some things, looking to the next one, pulling out some things, and so forth. What you end up finding is 10 gold pieces of loose coin, a copper amulet that looks like it has some depiction of a person on it. Anybody that would like to make a religion check on this can see if they can recognize it. You also find an agate-handled dagger. Also, please roll me a D100, brother.
I would like to make a religion check if possible. Oh no, never mind.
Shy and Zach, you don't recognize this.
Can I? I'm gonna burn my inspiration for that.
Sure, absolutely.
Oh, not much better.
But that is good enough. So with a 13, you recognize this as Saint Whiteskull of Bratislor. It is a saint of Mavros, revered in Morgau and among the ghouls. So think of this as a saint revered by ghouls.
And do we know about the ghoul kingdom?
Yes. If you remember in our campaign primer that's available in Discord, it tells you are familiar with the concept. You don't know necessarily super great details, but you are familiar with the concept of an empire of ghouls. Based on your 19 roll there, Braddock, you also discover a shrunken Dwergar head that has a magic mouth that sporadically warns of danger in Dwarvish.
That's bad juju right there.
This is totally going to eliminate my sneakiness if this thing is shooting out alarms, but weird. Giving me the creeps. Anyone? I think...
I'll hold it. I don't care. I'd rather be aware of something attacking us than us be sneaky.
But does it actually warn us? Like, does that thing actually warn us, or is it just every once in a while saying warning?
I don't speak Dwarvish. I have no idea. Vigo, is this?
Oh, he's warning. It's saying danger, danger.
Ah.
That's what ukar means. Danger, danger.
Hopefully, it's not anyone you know.
No. This is it's a different kind of dwarf.
It's kind of, well, dead and small. So hard to tell. Sorry, no offense meant.
If we have the time, we should see if that locket is magic as well. That
Yeah, can we
same-
put that in our OOC chat, Adam? The stuff that you mentioned.
Oh, yep. Sorry, I'm going to
I
chat.
think, I think Zach's doing that.
I would like to use my healing hands ability to heal myself.
Sure
For
thing.
5.
We all turn away as Glory touches himself.
Well, we were sent down here to try and find any information about a missing girl. Have we found any information about anything?
Besides, the ghouls have definitely taken up residence down here, and they're thick.
Yes. But we did go through a secret way. Perhaps we are missing where this cloaked figure is.
That's true. We could walk down. Seems like these two areas connect more naturally.
Should we check for secret doors like the other one had? Maybe there's another secret door behind some of these coffins.
Not it.
Idea.
I'll take a gander and look around, trying to see if there's anything hidden behind these coffins.
Braddock
All
found
right.
the last two.
Perception check, please. Yeah, you know that spot on the map that clearly is a secret door? That is indeed a secret door. The one you're standing right next to, Braddock.
Seems to be the same spot around the same area of the last one.
And for some
Do
reason, that
ghouls like
Ghoul-
symmetry?
door is not revealing itself. Let me try to move it back a little bit. Okay, that's kind of what it looks
I
like.
can see the door.
Oh, you can? Okay, I can't see it on the recorder side, interestingly enough, but if you guys can see it, all good. I'm gonna actually just open it just so
There
you
it
can.
goes.
There you
There
go.
it
Yeah.
is. It was invisible, but
That's
It
how
was
it is for
secret.
me too on the recorder screen. I don't get it. It sounds like it's again a Roll 20 issue.
once I clicked it, though, it worked. So it was,
Yeah.
it was just
Yep. Now I see it too. So.
These secret doors are not very good. Obviously not from your people, eh, Vigo?
No. It's probably ghoul made.
It's a horrible place to fight. If it's all connected, I'd rather not.
There's an advantage about staying in the main area. We can maneuver better.
Yes, absolutely.
Still, these could be a way of quickly moving through the catacombs.
Yeah, we
Yes.
could be avoiding something to the south that would be worse. So, I like secret shit.
and maybe traps and alarms and things.
Onward. Let's go through the tunnel. That's what I vote for.
Let's try again. And so Braddock will start going ahead and again moving half speed or slower, just trying to again checking for traps, listening around corners, etc.
Sure. Throw me a perception check as you're moving through carefully. All right. I will let you know if you happen to hear anything.
And these tight quarters are a bit funny to me sometimes.
Before you go away, Vigo will touch you and give you guidance on stealth.
Ooh. His footsteps become a little quieter as he tiptoes away. I'll also try not to touch any mysterious substances. Adam, it's okay if I just move slowly through here? You'll let me know when
Yep. I will. I'm watching you very closely. If you hit upon something that's critical, I will stop you and let you know.
We'll try to do it a square at a time, so you let me know.
And is my tremor sense gone by now, or is it still?
I would say you maybe have like a minute left. I'm just loosely tracking time.
Okay. So I'll be feeling along on the walls just to make sure I don't feel any creatures.
Okay. Once you get to here, Braddock, and you're looking again, it's pretty obvious there's a secret door right there. And as you look at it, sure enough, you see the outline of the secret door. This one also is not revealed, so I'm going to try to just toggle it. If you wish to step up to open it, let me know. I can open it for you.
I can also try clicking on it.
Oh, if you see it, if you want to step up to do so, feel free.
There's another door, not so secret. This time, maybe we get some of our tougher folk, our more warriors up towards the front.
I vote for Barnaby. Man, you see the way he fought that ghoul off, and a glory.
Yeah,
I
I
do.
just told him not to
Leaving.
hit me. It was wonderful.
He was zigging and zagging for sure.
Yep, everyone wants the gnome to go first. I understand.
All right, as you step up to there, Barnaby,
I
and you
think,
open the door.
Glory's- I think
Hang on.
Glory was trying to move.
Yeah, but sorry, as soon as the door is open, that triggers what's happening next. So as you step up and open the door, I would say that you're reaching forward, and basically because that happens so quickly, you're opening the door as you're hearing this sort of low breath groan. And as the door opens, you see what you see, and I'm going to go ahead and put us into combat. Those of you that have visibility into the room and can actually see what's there, you're rolling initiative normally, so I'm going to include you in the regular roll. Those of you that cannot see into the room, which is everybody besides Barnaby and Braddock, I'm going to ask you to roll initiative separately because you guys are rolling at disadvantage. All right, so those of you rolling at disadvantage, please manually roll your rolls. All right, let's see. Shy, yeah, we'll chat later, but yeah, for some reason it's you always. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just bad
There's
luck.
got to be something I'm doing, so we'll talk about that.
Fair enough. I'm gonna go ahead and manually get you in there. Okay, those of you that have the option of swapping, feel free to ask.
I'm good.
All right, I didn't hear any others, so I'm gonna assume we are locked in place where we are. Let me go ahead and change up our music. And Braddock, take it away.
So as Barnaby is reaching for the door, he's like, "Maybe we should." And by then, it's too late. The door swings open,
What?
and he will immediately fire the crossbow again over Barnaby's head. He's gonna start to make a habit of this.
And get a shoulder-mounted crossbow. That will hit even with the cover.
Awesome. Disable sneak attack because I don't have an ally. Roll some damage.
Bolt catches this creature in the shoulder. Doesn't seem to react much.
And at that, he's just going to take 2 steps, or move 10 feet back to here, and end his turn.
And remember, he's Vex. I think it's just that one creature that you have
Right.
advantage on.
Yep, thank you.
Hey, Barnaby.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close the door.
Okay.
I'm going to move over here. I'm going to tell the party that there's at least a couple more of these undead nasties. I'm going to go ahead and cast Blade Ward on myself again. And
Okay.
that'll end my turn.
Okay,
Well,
Glory.
They're probably going to try to trap us like they did last time. So be ready, Glory.
It's not letting. Okay, there we go.
Are you trying to move? I could just shift you slightly if you're having trouble selecting.
Yeah, I'm
yourself.
trying to move left.
Yeah, sometimes when you're right on
There
top
you
of the
go.
door, it's tricky.
I'm gonna move down here. I'm gonna cast light on this coffin.
On the coffin, okay? So what I'm going to do then is ask you to drag that light spell icon, if you remember from our handouts, and just throw it right on top of the coffin. And I'm going to remove it from yourself. All right, there we go. Coffin is giving off light, and you are not.
I'll move back 10 feet in my turn.
Okay, Gesh.
15 to there. 20 to there. And dodge action.
All right. Barnaby, you're going to notice as the door opens lazily and this creature saunters through, moving pretty slowly as it does so, but as it gets up next to you, it tries to slam you for an 18. And it looks like you blade warded, so go ahead and roll a d4. So that'll make it a 15, so that's going to miss. Shot.
Sacred Flame on the one I can see.
13. I think you said your DC was 14, so that'll hit.
Correct.
Okay, radiant energy cascades down upon the creature, wounding it.
And 5, 10. He's smart enough to open the door. Oh. I'll move out of the way. So there's 10. There's 20. Oh, I think I caught the door on accident. I cannot see now.
Yeah, it looks like you just shot way, way left. One moment. All right, you should be back.
And
where you're
right
supposed to
there.
be.
Perfect. And I will end my turn there.
All right, there's some additional movement. Vigo.
Okay. I'm still trying to use his tremor sense. He's like, oh, there's a bunch coming down here. And he is going to Starry Wisp, the one in front.
Okay. That'll hit. All right, and as this strikes into the creature and it drops to the ground, Barnaby, Braddock, and Vigo, you notice in terror as the body hits the ground, it bloats and seems to almost explode as suddenly you see thousands of little spiders emerge from the body.
Oh, God.
1,000. That's a lot of initiative.
Okay. And they seem hostile?
No, they actually look real friendly. They're like kind of playing just, you're not sure. There's a bunch of bugs.
Okay. I go, oh, if you kill them, they turn into bugs. Lovely. Okay.
Hey, Zach.
All right, I'm gonna move back into the room. So I'm gonna come down here and I'm going to place some caltrops right here, so that if anything comes this way, we'll be able to stop them.
All right, just in your square, just to your south?
Sorry?
Just in the square, just to your south?
Yes.
Brings that down. There we are.
That will be my turn.
All right, some more movement. Okay, top of the round, Braddock.
Not a super big fan of these spiders, but he will move to here. He's actually going to chuck the jar of alchemist fire that he picked up. It's right where the spiders are.
All right, I need to double check something real quick because I'm looking at this sheet and it looks wrong to me. So I just want to double check and make sure this wasn't converted in properly.
Okay.
No, okay. Apparently in 2024, swarms actually do have reach. So as you step away from there, there's kind of wall there. I'm going to say he probably can't get to you for an opportunity attack. Yeah, feel free to make your alchemy attack.
So it seems like I just do I do an attack roll for it? It just says it does. Here, let me throw it in chat.
Okay,
Wait,
so
it-
you're throwing it
attack.
onto the swarm, so it looks like the swarm just makes a deck save. So that's an 11. DC 8 plus your dex and your proficiency. I'm sure that's higher than 11, or it takes 1d4 fire and starts burning. Go ahead and throw me a d4. Okay, 3 fire damage, and it's burning.
All right.
Nice.
Now we have a burning swarm coming at us. Whoops. Anyway,
Working man.
he'll just Barnaby. Let's retreat. And I'd already moved 5, so that would be 10, 15, 20.
This reminds me of the rampant roach somehow.
Sorry, then I bonus action, cunning action dash to here, and then my turn.
All right, Barnaby's turn.
All right, shoot. I am going to disengage,
Okay.
and I'm going to move there, but I don't want my buddy to be the frontliner, so I'm going to end my turn right there.
Okay, Glory.
Okay, well, I see everybody's leaving there.
There's bugs and undead coming.
That doesn't sound like. I'm going to move down here and dodge action.
Okay. Okay, Gesh.
Barnaby, get out of there. I'm sick of fighting in tunnels. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And I lost. God, this thing zooms up. Okay, 25. And I'll take the dodge action as well.
All right, the swarm is going to take another d4 of fire, Braddock, if you want to go ahead and roll that. All right, continues burning. It is going to move into your space, Barnaby. And then once it gets into your space, it is going to try to bite you. 12 is not going to be enough to get through your armor. Shy.
So movement over here, 5, 10. I'll move there, 5, 10, 15. And 5, 10, 15, 20. That is what I will do, and then I will hold Sacred Flame for if any enemies walk out of the secret door.
All right, ready to action to Sacred Flame. All right, this one's going to kind of move up here and slam out at you, Barnaby. 11 is going to miss. Vigo.
Okay. Quick question. Are the spiders considered small?
They are considered a swarm of tiny beasts.
Okay. So I don't know if that would work. So instead, I'm just going to bonus action cast Shillelagh and try to swat them.
All right, you're going to smash down on the swarm. That'll actually miss.
Damn. All right. And I go, all right, Barnaby, you got to get out of there, man. Start running.
All right, now the swarm is going to take an opportunity attack against you, Vigo.
Okay.
22 to hit.
Yep.
For 4 points of poison damage.
I have resistance to poison damage because of dwarven resilience.
You take 2 damage then.
Careful, those spiders are poison. Get out, Barnaby. And I'm going to keep running. I'm stuck on the door now.
I'll move you there and open the door since it looked like it got accidentally closed. All right, Zach.
All right, I'm gonna try to run down and around. Can I go like diagonal across this, or do I just need to hop over my caltrops there to not? step
Yeah, as
on them?
long as you can jump the 5 feet, I would say you can certainly get down there. Yeah, and I guess I didn't pay attention. Was Glory already past the caltrops before they were deployed?
I think I might have ran through them. I can't remember if I went.
You went diagonally around it, so
Okay.
you
All right,
ended up
good
in
enough.
space.
I'm going to try to
Okay.
highlight these a little bit just so they stick out a little bit more, because honestly, I already forgot about them.
Yeah, not the greatest tactic. All right, so that was 10 feet of movement. 30. Okay, I guess there's not a wall here. So, I will ready a action. If anything comes through like this door, I'll just sorcerer's blast it. I don't know if this is a door or not, but
It
basically,
is.
if I can.
Yeah, for some reason, the door icons are like intermittently showing up to people, but that is a door.
Okay, then I will just ready my action in case this door opens to, and something that I can tell is obviously hostile. I'll attack it with sorcerer's blast.
Okay. All right, we got about 5 minutes left. Let's try to get through one more round, folks. So, Braddock, top of the round, your turn.
Why are you all running? We were just leading the back in here. We had more room to fight. What are you doing? And he will move over here. I'm gonna use my bonus action to try to hide behind the sarcophagus.
Okay, I'm not going to have you roll a stealth check yet, but I'll remember that.
Okay, and use my action just to ready my action to shoot at whatever comes through this door. Whatever.
When you
Sorry.
say whatever, right?
Sorry,
You don't
Mario.
mean gnomes.
Sorry to shoot the first enemy that comes through that door, the first undead thing that comes through that door.
It's Barnaby's turn next, so I just want to make.
As soon as it was out of my mouth, I knew it was wrong.
All right, Barnaby, your turn.
All right, I'm going to disengage.
Okay.
I'm stuck on the door. Let me see if I can count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just going to go there. I disengaged. No need for a bonus action. So I'm going to say there's like 4 of them coming if you count the bugs.
All right, Glory.
Okay, hearing that. I'm going to move to their ready action to throw a spear at any non-companion. This is all of us. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, some of you guys can't see the door icon, so where you're clicking right there, it keeps opening and closing the door, just FYI. But I got your ready to action. I'm following you. All right, Gesh, your turn.
Okay. Can I take an action to clear these caltrips?
I believe so, yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
All right, so you spend an action collecting the caltrops. I'm just double checking the text of that real quick, but I think that's doable.
It says it takes 10 minutes to recover them.
Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah, all right. So no, you cannot do that.
Okay. All right. Looks like you got the door, that tunnel. That seems like fatal funnel there. I'm concerned about my boy down here, so I'm just going to. Can I just jump around there, Adam?
Yeah, since you guys know that they're there, I'm fine with you moving around him.
Okay, 5. I'm gonna go 10. I think that's a better angle for me. I'm gonna ready Starry Wisp for an enemy that comes into my range.
Okay. D4 Braddock for the fire damage to the spiders.
Nice.
Hot on those
Man,
fire dice.
D4 is hot. Yeah.
All right, they're going to move here. That would trigger your ready to action, Braddock. I will say the swarm knows you're there, regardless of your stealth check.
I ready to crossbow. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to shoot at a swarm, but we're going to
It
try.
doesn't make any sense, but it works in D&D.
Yeah, swarms are just considered a creature. It's odd.
8 is going to miss.
Moot point.
All right, it is going to move right up into Vigo's space and try to bite him.
Glory would actually have a ready to action as well.
Sure,
was,
ready to actions.
has-
Feel free.
I believe I did as well, right?
Yep.
14 will hit the swarm. All right, the spear will take out a chunk of them as it smashes into the ground and wobbles over, squishing a bunch of spiders.
And I think the spiders will have to make a dex save for
Dex
my
Yep.
save.
second
Sacred
Save.
flame.
10, that'll fail. That is enough to destroy the swarm of spiders. Shy.
Get him off me! Get him off me!
They didn't even make it to you, dude. That's awesome.
I'm gonna move straight up here. It'll be 25, just so I can kind of get a better viewpoint of the door, and also I can make a great escape if I need to. And I'll just ready this the exact same action.
Okay. Vigo.
You just ready an
Back.
action for it,
Yep,
right?
yep.
If you have a ready
So
to
they
action,
will-
feel free to take it.
They will need to make a deck. Well, the first one that comes out will need to make a deck save.
8 is going to fail. He will take some radiant damage and be wounded.
Okay, so Vigo has his shillelagh. He's actually going to swing with that.
That'll certainly hit. Smack the creature upside the head, wounding it.
Wait, sorry, I didn't mean to roll that again. I was looking at I think it is force damage that matters.
Force damage, okay.
And then I guess as his bonus action, Vigo is suddenly going to burst into a different form. The form of a giant venomous snake.
Giant
the heck?
venomous snake. All right. Go ahead and post a wild shape usage.
Oh, and I just disappeared.
Yep. I switched
There
you
you
to
go.
the snake form. Just gave you access to it. So you should now have vision. Let me just make sure you have vision.
Okay, but now that wild shape is different, so keep my hit points, but I add 2 temporary HP because my 2 druid levels.
Yep. So you should have full access to that token and the sheet now. So feel free to update the green bubble on that token to set your appropriate HP. All right, I'm going to get the snake down into your folder so you have easy access to that. So that was your action, bonus action. Anything else on your turn, Vigo?
Yeah, I think I will actually sort of dart away from these guys. So if they take an opportunity attack, they can.
Yes, that one will. It's going to put you in initiative as the snake, so we don't forget where you're at. Okay, yes, here comes a slam attack against the snake. 9, I'm sure that's going to miss.
That misses. So I slither away. And that's the end of my turn.
Now we gotta fight a snake.
Zach.
Hey, Zach, there's a snake. It looks like they're coming through these doors up here to the north.
Okay, I'm coming back. Yeah.
The snake vigorously shakes its head to
Actually,
indicate that it's being
I think you can speak in wild shape form now, right? In 2024?
Oh, you can? Oh, awesome.
That was one of the big changes because people are complaining
Yeah,
like, it's
yeah.
wild shape and then I can't RP anymore.
Okay. So yeah, he goes, no, I am Vigo.
Oh, hello. Oh, zombies. And I will cast Mind Sliver at the one that.
Mind Sliver, that's an int save, right?
Yeah, Intelligence DC 14.
He will fail that, suffering 5 points of psychic damage.
And I still have a little bit of movement left, so I'll jump into this corner, and that will end my turn.
All right. All right, that'll put us to the top of the next round. We're a little bit over session end time, guys, so we're going to go ahead and pause things here. We'll pick up again next week, continue this battle, continue your searching of the catacomb. Quick pulse check. How did you guys like the difficulty of this so far? A little bit higher? Did that feel a little bit more dangerous for you guys?
Fine.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, it's going well.
Good deal. All right, like to hear that. Let
several
me know if there's any feedback other than that you guys want to drop. Feel free to shoot me some messages. Other than that, though, great session. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. We'll see everybody next week.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Just a note,
Great.
I'm probably not going to be here on time, maybe at all for next session. I'm traveling back from a wedding. So, because I know we're in combat, I can let somebody run my character if they want to. But
Appreciate
I'll-
the heads up. Yeah, feel
That's
free,
the same for me too, unfortunately, because I'm going to be in Ireland for 10 days starting on Saturday. So
All right, do me a favor, guys. Throw that in our Discord chat just so we all remember. If that's the case, we potentially have 2 players down. We'll still play with 5. If anybody else has to miss, though, then that would take us down to 3 missing, and we would just cancel the session. But throw that into Discord for me, and then when the schedule deal pops up, just go ahead and mark yourself tentative or can't make it if you know for sure, and then we'll decide from there.
Sounds good.
All right, have a great night,
job, guys.
everybody.